today's show, I'm going to be talking about invasions again. The battle continues with cover combat, and Pat says when one HasLab ends, another begins. Welcome to your favorite live streaming, whatnotting podcast, Comics and Collectibles in the Crawl Space. I am your fourth or fifth favorite podcasting host, Kevin, and I am joined today by other awesome people. First off, the soothsayer and sage. Wait. You got switched up there. The amazing collectibles forecaster, Pat.
Hey, everyone.
And the soothsayer and sage, Mike.
Hey, good morning.
I started a little note here for myself to, have little special intros for you guys. Pretty awesome, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Butchered it a little bit for the first time there. And of course, we have our behind the scenes production manager, Karen. I don't know whether that was laughter to remind me to make sure I gave her due recognition or what I said was actually funny. Either way, it was fine. So how you doing, fellas?
Good. How about you?
Good.
Good. I feel like I'm going to be talking the least, if that's believable, this week because Mike's got cover combat, which I can't wait to see these. And then Pat, you got some San Diego Comic-Con stuff, right?
I've got too much San Diego Comic-Con stuff
to do in one show. Well, that's good. Having too much content is the problem, I guess, people like us want to have, right?
I guess.
All right. Mike, are you ready to show us the rest of all of the combatants that will be in Cover Combat 5?
Yep. If I stare at the camera bewildered, there's a lot. I'm having audio difficulties here, so you're breaking up. So I'm kind of piecing things together as you're talking. We need subtitles or something.
Okay. I don't know how to hook that up. Pat, can you look into StreamYard, see how that works? I don't know.
Sure.
If there's a way,
my own doing. Yeah, it may be my own doing. There was a new setting on here that said improve your image or something like that, like make yourself look better. So I clicked on it, and it's working overtime. It just keeps spinning.
It should have in parentheses underneath. May affect your audio quality.
Yeah, because I can't get it to stop. It's constantly trying to make me look better, I guess.
Well, it's just got a lot of work to do. No offense, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right, let's get into this though. You're ready, sort of, then? Well, yeah. You're completely ready. It's just StreamYard, maybe not quite, right? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
All right, here we go. All right, awesome. So we got to see the first, what is there, 48, right? So we got to see the first 24 last week. Oh, you didn't change
Yep.
the round thing there.
Oh. Yeah, I did. I just forgot to change it on the first one.
Oh, okay. Everywhere else it'll be changed. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. I forgot to change on the first page, and on the second page I changed it, and then I just copy that page and edit it. So yeah, I just saw that right now. I was like, oh, wow.
Someday we're gonna get those round descriptors down. So this is technically round 1B, right? That's what we talked about.
Round 1B.
Right?
No,
Yeah,
wait.
okay.
This is 1A.
This is 1A.
It's okay. We know what we're talking about.
This is 1A. Wait, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
These are the matchups. This is last week's. These are last week's matchups.
We're gonna see the winners for 1A. Right, gotcha.
Yeah, so that should be an A.
If you squint, it kind of looks like an A.
It was so funny. I was actually tracking with the wrongness of it, thinking it was right though. So okay.
Yeah. Well, now I'm afraid that when I present.
Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now I'm afraid that when I present the matchups for this week, they might say 1A.
Yeah, that would work as long as they're
we'll
enough.
So to clarify for everybody, we're currently showing the winners of round 1A, which we showed last week. And the reason we have 1A and 1B is because since there are 48 books, we show 24 the first week, 24 the second week. So you don't see all 48 competitors until the second week. So that's why we wanted to keep it round 1, but it's A and B. So right now we're seeing the winners of round 1A, and then we will be revealed the combatants for 1B. Correct?
Yes.
That is it.
So Mike says this will be the last week we have to ignore what the screen says and just listen to us. Right, Mike?
Yeah.
All right. What do we got?
All right. So let's get to it here. So we've got our first matchup is Sandman Nightmare Country #1 versus Uncanny X-Men 101. The winner here had 53% of the vote.
Yeah.
Very close.
Predictably tight. Yeah, I'm sure this is going to be a bittersweet reveal here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Either way it goes. Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
And there we have. I'm on a delay here.
Yeah, that's it's on the screen, Mike.
Okay. I usually respond to your so
yeah, sorry, there was no reaction to that one because I predicted that's what I was predicting to happen. We didn't even say it yet. What is who won?
Yeah, Sandman Nightmare Country #1.
The amazing Death Holding a Skull cover. Yeah. What'd you say, Mike?
Yeah, it's just a Jenny Frison cover, 1 in 100, very, very, very popular when it came out.
Yeah, that thing's awesome.
Next matchup, we have Marvel Team Up 66 with Captain Britain versus the House of Secrets 92. This one was not close. We have 63% of the votes went to the winner here.
I sure hope
I have to say.
Sorry.
No, sorry. I have to say, Marcus loves the Marvel Team Up cover because it's just so crazy.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Was this one easy for you, Pat? No?
Yeah, pretty easy.
Yeah, me too. That's why, I'm going to predict where which direction this landslide went. Well, I'm not going to say it out loud, but I think I know. So maybe Mark would be sad. Sorry, Mark.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. Let's see it, Mike. Yeah, there you go.
There it is. So you have House of Secrets 92.
Karen has no care in the world about any of these, apparently.
Yeah.
Karen, what do you think of that one?
Is Karen still here?
Yeah, Karen left.
Yeah.
Jessica, I was just getting ready to read that paragraph. Karen's on a delay today. All right, moving on, Mike. What about?
Yeah.
Hold on, there
Everything's
we go.
on a delay.
Jessica's back. The House of Secret Comics reminds me of the old Nancy Drew books I read as a kid. Yeah, definitely. It definitely has that look. Don't you agree, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, hey, there's Karen.
Karen's reaction was so late. I don't know whether that was for the first one or the second one. All right, up next.
Up next, we have GI Combat 110 versus Vader Down #1. And the winner here had 60% of the vote.
Wow.
A little bit closer than last time. Yeah, this one's actually a little bit closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah, me too. Me too. You know, and just to let everybody know, we're dealing with a delay issue. Well, Mike mentioned it a little bit already, but we're dealing with a delay issue. I think that's definitely affecting us, and maybe Karen's got it going on too. I don't know, but anyway.
Yeah, I've got a delay. I've got broken audio. This is awesome.
Maybe this is, you know, I think this matchup is a perfect kind of this epitomizes what Cover Combat 5 is about. These could not be more polar opposite if they tried, of course. So I feel like, you know, and you guys, you know, tell me your opinions. I feel like we're, you know, how round 1 goes is the way Cover Combat 5 goes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if, you know, whatever falls by the wayside makes it through, you know, that's what's gonna, I mean, obviously that's what's gonna win, but I'm just saying, you know, I think we're gonna see tendencies to see where this is gonna end up. Don't you guys agree, Mike or Pat?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I did say I think last week that the old school holds up a little bit better than we act sometimes. Maybe who knows?
Right.
Yeah.
I might be shocked in this one right here, right, Mike?
Yeah, and it was 60%, you know, 60-40. That's pretty close. It's only a few votes difference there. So
Yeah.
So let's see if that old school stands up. And
it did not.
yeah. Right. It's Vader Down #1, victorious over GI Combat. So,
Which I'm happy about that.
I
love this Vader cover.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I'm more of a fan of old school looks, but you know, it's hard to argue with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can get like a cue or like knock or snap or whistle whenever the picture changes,
I'll start reacting like I typically do. I think I'm throwing you off. The delay is throwing you off, and then my lack of reaction is throwing you off too. Sorry about that, Mike. We'll hook it up this time.
All right. All right, our next matchup, Weird War Tales 6 versus X-Men Legends #1, which is the Uncanny X-Men variant homage. Once again, this was another close one. 60% of the vote went to the winner here.
Huh. Well, that's cool though.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, these old school covers are great. It's just I lean more towards the newer style, you know, but I can appreciate this old stuff. This is a great cover, that's for sure. But this Uncanny X-Men is one of my favorite ever. So, you know, that's the problem for me here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to, you know, go against Art Adams.
And we had someone comment on the post, what, an X-Men cover I've never seen? Well, this actually is an Uncanny X-Men. This is X-Men Legends, right?
Right, yeah, this is X-Men Legends, which is frustrating. I don't know why they do that. Because
why don't they just have this exact cover, but have it say X-Men Legends instead of Uncanny X-Men? It's kind of crazy, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yep. Anyway, so with 60% of the vote, our winner is
All right.
there we go.
Was that good?
Art
Did you
Adam.
tell we saw at that time?
Yeah.
All right, good. Who won?
So we got Art Adams with X-Men Legends #1. Really surprised me in this one. I thought that Weird War Tales would do pretty well.
It was the matchup, Mike.
Yeah.
It needed to be
Yep.
matched up against GI Combat, and it would have won.
All right. And next up, we have Chamber of Chills 19 versus Fable #8. Our winner here, this one was a little bit larger of a victory. 67% of the vote went to the winner.
The Strangling Bengal versus the Small Lady Through a Wine Glass. Got it.
Yep. And this one could go either way. They're both awesome. It's just, what's your taste on? I think these were pretty equal.
Hey, Karen, just chime in with a boo or a cheer with. Do you think this Bengal looks like it's being strangled as well, Karen, or boo if you don't think it does? Okay. All right. Apparently, it's just me.
Yeah. It looks like a friendly Bengal tiger to her.
He does.
And we've all held our dog this way, right?
Yeah,
You hug your
absolutely.
dog,
Yeah.
put him in a headlock.
You're right.
All right, here we go with the winner. And 67% of the vote.
Whoa! Hold the presses. Karen's cheering for that one. I would have bet a paycheck Karen would have preferred that Bengal tiger over the skull lady face. Wow. Jaggum. God. Jessica's chiming in. She definitely thinks it's being strangled as well. Like, I'll shut up for a second so you can tell the podcast listeners who won this one.
Right, yeah. Chamber of Chills #19 was the winner. Beat out it actually put the stranglehold on the Bengal tiger.
Ha! Nice.
Yeah, sure wish I owned that book.
Is this one you were saying was thousands if it was not even if it was like a 2.0?
Yeah, that's the one I think I saw a 2.0 sell for around 10 grand.
Jeez.
Yeah. Where are we here? Next up, we have Marvel Team Up 79, Red Sonja versus Obi-Wan Kenobi. Or I'm sorry, I always add the Obi-Wan #1, the Ken Lashley variant.
I'd say that's very natural, Mike, for you to just add Kenobi to the end of that. So no apologies necessary. Yeah. And I just wanted to give you your due because you pointed out in the group that you actually highlighted this book on XcellarComics when what was it? Who was selling it? What is the exclusive?
Things from Another World.
Yeah, when Things from Another World was soliciting it originally, right?
Yeah, it was pre-sale.
So props to you, Mike. And now here it is in a cover combat competition, which who knows if this Marvel team up with the did we decide which silhouette of a character we're seeing in the middle of that front cover? Who that is?
Yeah, I looked it up, but I forget already. Something like Shulan Gath or something.
That's great. That's the best answer ever.
I looked it up, but I forgot already.
When I looked it up, I was reminded. I forgot about this when we first revealed the cover that On the cover, that's actually Mary Jane. She's possessed by the spirit of Red Sonja.
Oh, nice. That makes it a little bit cooler,
Mm.
actually. Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Might be too late, though.
It might be.
Let's see. This was tied for our biggest
Landslide.
margin of victory. Yeah.
Gotcha.
80% of the vote went to the victor here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
If Obi-Wan loses by an 80-20 margin, I'm going to be shocked.
Well, prepare yourself.
All right.
Still preparing. There we go.
There.
I shouldn't probably do that because I'll probably mess up my microphone connection if I smack the table too hard.
Yep. So the winner here is Obi-Wan, number 1 by Ken Lashley. That's like
nice.
a 10-second delay.
Yeah, that was pretty bad that time. Anyway, just at the nick of, if we'd have gotten that info about it being Mary Jane as Red Sonja and who that character was, maybe that one would have survived this round.
Yeah.
Whoever submitted that can blame Pat for having all that info and not sharing it last week.
Well, I didn't have it till after the show.
Oh, okay. I figured it was one of your behind the scenes during the show search up things.
Nah.
So, all right. What's up, Mike?
Our next matchup, we have Uncanny X-Men 268 versus Marvel Team Up 82 with Black Widow.
The Black Widow matchup. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, which Black Widow do you prefer? The short-haired Black Widow in that X-Men or the longer hair?
I definitely prefer the long hair, but I definitely prefer that X-Men cover better. Yeah, my wife actually said, and I guess it doesn't matter now, but my wife actually said she voted for this Marvel team up because she doesn't like that Black Widow that's with Wolverine and Cap. And I was like, that's like how we used to always know Black Widow, so it's not really, a thing to me, but, to her, obviously just being new to comics since we've been together.
I never liked that short hair gray costume.
Oh, you didn't?
Nah.
I don't know if I liked it or disliked it, but that's what I was used to. Obviously we were used to that for a very long time, right?
Yeah, I prefer the longer hair. I'd probably, if I had an opportunity, I'd have Jim Lee do a remark on that X-Men. And the remark would just to give her, just give her longer hair. I'm
gonna do that the next time we meet up with Jim Lee, because we have met Jim Lee. The next time it happens, I'm gonna take this book. I'm gonna have him sign it and remark it. You think would he do that?
Lots of it.
Lots of cash.
Yeah.
His prices have gone insane.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, what's the percentage on this?
I lost it here. 71% went to the winner. Our boy Johnny's a pretty good artist. Just give him a red Sharpie and this book and say, "Hey, can you help me out?"
That is true.
Or I'll do it. How hard is hair to draw?
I was gonna say Pat could do it. Probably do it too.
Yeah, Pat can do it. Yep.
Heck, I could do it.
We should have a competition amongst us all where we do.
There's an idea for the 100th episode.
There is our first 100th episode idea. The remark.
All right, so the three of us are each going to do a remark, and then we'll we'll share them next week.
Yes, bet. Let's do it.
All
I
right.
wouldn't go that far, but yeah.
I'll do. I definitely have some books. I'll take my Giant Size X-Men #1 out.
Well, no, I'm just gonna print this off and do this one, and I'm gonna show you all next week. Can you do that?
Oh, you're gonna print it? Okay, yeah. That's
Yeah,
a good idea. If we don't want to mess up a book, I figured I've got dollar books that I can mark up.
Yeah. No, we don't have to actually mess up a book. We just print this off.
All right. Oh, that would be the. Yeah.
Sorry, Mike. What?
I was gonna say we can actually mark up real books and then put them all 3 together, and they can be a prize. Xcellar remark prize.
Poor winner.
Yeah, poor win. I was gonna say the person that loses the worst, they get it. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
But
I guess we'll be remarking. Go ahead.
Jessica chimed in again that she thinks that Black Widow looks like a man on that one. So okay,
Yeah, that was my comment. I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, I'm definitely not a huge fan of that look.
Yeah. I think we're all in a consensus that we prefer that gorgeous but comatose Black Widow on Marvel team. All right, Mike, what's up?
All right, so let's get to the winner here. Coming in with 71% of the vote, we have slowly. It's on the way. I promise.
There we go.
Yeah, nice.
Short-haired Black Widow. X-Men 268.
I can't remember which one it was exactly that totally shocked me, though, one week during Wood Cover Combat. But I will never 100% assume. I still have a tinge of fear, no matter how lopsided I think a matchup is. You never know.
Nope.
Oh. All right. I was getting ahead of myself. All right. Our next matchup, we have American Vampire #1 versus Our Fighting Forces 120. Everybody just calls this one Hellcats, which works. Right.
Okay.
This
Hellcats.
one.
Sorry, go ahead.
The winner here had 73% of the vote.
Yeah, I can see this one going either way, right, Pat?
Yeah.
It's pretty close. I mean, well, in my opinion, it is, as far as coolness is concerned, it's close. Yeah, the vampire chewing the vulture head, hanging from a tree, or the Hellcat. Karen, did you know that that's what a Hellcat looked like? That feline on top of the Hellcats logo. Did you know that's what a Hellcat looks like? Karen knew.
All right. So with 73% of the vote,
All right,
we have. It's coming. It's on the way. Sent.
Nice.
Our Fighting Forces 120 or Hellcats.
I actually voted for the vampire on that one. Which one do you vote for, Pat?
That was vampire. I guess it was too gross for most people.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah. Or this one just got the feline vote. I feel like that's really going to be a theme with this one.
Didn't help Fables.
Yeah.
Well, because that one got the feline protest vote because no one liked the Bengal being strangled. That's what it was.
Yeah. Say no to animal cruelty.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, this one has awesome art, and the trade dress is pretty cool. So I think that's what helps this one out.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. What year is this from too? Anyway, do you have that info?
I do, but it's not with me. It's downstairs.
Okay.
This was, dang it. You asked me these hard questions.
Sorry about it.
Well, the worst thing is I have the information. It's just, give me a bit. I'll find it.
Well, I know you have it somewhere. I was just curious if you had it in front of you.
No.
Okay.
1960s.
Pat's guessing 1960. He usually is spot on, so it's probably somewhere. What'd you say, Pat?
60s. It's probably mid to late 60s.
Yeah, I don't know the breakdowns on when the prices went from 15 cents to 25 cents. That would probably help narrow it down.
Yeah. Anyway, it's awesome. I was just curious. Sorry to stall you there, Mike.
That's right. Next up, Mandalorian #2 versus Nice House on the Lake #1. This had a very large gap. It was 67% of the vote went to the winner here.
I'm really feeling that this could be either way too, even with that margin. Because the more I looked at that Nice House on the Lake, the more I liked it. For the artistic quality reasons, okay? It wasn't anything weird.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the contrast. I like that one a lot as well. Contrast with the red bathing suit and the blue. Just the balance there. It's all centered.
Well, and the how you pointed out the skulls on the bottom, and then the hands grabbing her or getting ready to grab her, whatever. It's a very cool cover. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Did you guys say about this book? Like, did anybody get it off the shelf or aware of what it is? Anything like that?
It was pretty hyped up there for a while, but I haven't heard much lately.
Well, it was I think it was a 12-issue series. I have them, but I did not read it yet. I think the hype on this one, it was James Tynion IV. He's for that stretch, and I think he's still a pretty hot writer. So I think it was just him being attached to it.
Okay. You said you have all 12 of these too? You have all of them?
Yeah.
Do they all look this quality covers, or is this like a special of the batch?
Yeah, this was a variant cover. I didn't get this one. I mean, the A covers are really cool. I think this is better than a lot of the A covers.
Okay. Karen's
I never saw this until here.
She just chimed in that Hellcats is from 1969. Thank you, Karen. All right. Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah, before Cover Combat 5, I never even saw this cover.
Yeah, me neither. Definitely, obviously. Yeah. And the Mando cover's cool. I think it definitely helps that Mando cover and all Mando covers, because obviously Mando can kind of look generically similar every way everything they put him on. So I think it really helps this having an action sequence at the bottom of the cover on this one too. So
yeah, covers like this, it's where they've got that huge background picture and then a smaller scene on there as well. Usually for me it takes it down just a notch, just because it's the format and the layout. Yeah. So
interesting.
That's why I voted for Nice House on the Lake.
Yeah, obviously. What say you on that, Pat? Does that take away from you or add to you?
Usually I'm fine with it, especially if it's a stylistic type thing where it's an art design type thing. This is kind of like muddies those waters, I think, where the fight scene sort of blends right in with the background. So, but I voted for this one. I wasn't a huge fan of that Nice House. I was trying to find a better version, like a real high res version, to see if this was one cover I was sort of on the fence on, and I tried to find a real high res cover, and I really couldn't. Every one I could find was like sort of blurry. So I'd be curious to see what this looks like actually in hand. I think it might sway my opinion a little more.
You talking about the nice house, not the Mando? Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. When I pull these, I try to find the highest definition I could, and yeah, this one was a struggle. A couple of them, you know, you'll notice a couple of them I can't even find just a digital copy of it. I actually have a picture of someone's book. Especially some of the older books.
I guess that's what happens when you get down the road of these obscure variants. It's bound to happen.
Yeah. So,
all right, that's a random. Karen put up a comment from my lovely wife Jessica, and I'm not exactly sure what it says, what it means, but it says Karen took it away. Oh yeah, I'm sure that was the reason. I don't know why instinctually I feel like that's a jab at me as to why I like that nice house on the lake cover. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm totally I'm projecting. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But anyway, I just had this to say about. I completely agree with everything you guys say about the Mando and the whole, you know, the cover being muddied up because of a lot going on with the action sequence in the front. And all I have to say on that is, except regarding the Mando covers, because like I said, they do typically get kind of boring when they just got Mando posing. Even if it's Mando posing with Grogu, they kind of get kind of bland. You know what I'm saying? So I thought in this case it was a plus, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
What do the people say?
If we want to go back, like that Vader down cover is really cool, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's just Vader walking. You know, the GI Combat 110. That's excitement there.
Okay, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit there. So that GI Combat, I completely agree, more excitement than the Vader. But I will say that Vader is kind of a very different Vader from typical Vader. Like usually Vader, you just see kind of standing there being ominous. That Vader, you kind of envision a billowing cape the way it was. And yeah, he's kind of marching at you like he's bitter.
Real menacing, I guess.
Yes, it's a little bit more than what you usually get with Vader, too. That's actually why I like that Vader, too. Right, Pat?
I get you.
See, Pat completely 100% agree with me. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, he was breaking up, so I didn't hear what he said.
Oh, no.
He's not breaking up to anybody else but you, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
He's basically,
right, well, let's
Mike,
get through this.
Mike, he said I couldn't have said it better myself. That's what he said.
All right. Let's get through this. I have so many windows, or not so many, but I think that's why I'm lagging here. My internet's slow. All right, so our winner is on the way. 67. There it is.
Good old Grogu and Mando make it through to round 2.
Yep. After all that talk on the skulls in a nice house, fails to move forward, and Mandalorian number 2 wins the matchup.
Nice.
All right, here we go with Marvel Team Up 116 with Valkyrie versus Princess Leia number 5.
Hey, shameless plug real quick. I actually offered a Mandalorian issue 2 on last week's Whatnot show. No one bought it either. $3.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go ahead.
And no, were you done?
Yeah, I'm.
Okay. All right. The winner here had 80% of the vote. So this one ties for the largest landslide of the week.
I'm going to predict I'm going to be happy here as well. I explained last week that this Princess Leia cover means a lot to me. So I'm really rooting for this one.
I'm with you, but on the other hand, boy, I think one of these Marvel team ups needs to sneak through.
I agree, just not this one.
Okay. We might have more in round 1B.
That's true. Yeah. Hopefully we do. Well, hopefully we have some Spider-Man other than Marvel team ups in round 1.
I don't know. Maybe.
We'll see.
Yep. All right. So we're ready for the winner here. Big
Yes.
landslide. 80%. 80%. Boom. Is it there yet?
No.
Still waiting for the boom.
No. Nice.
So once again, our Marvel team up is defeated. We have Princess Leia number 5 victorious in this round.
And not that I don't love Marvel team up. I don't want to give anyone that impression. And not that I don't love those covers. It's just this one more. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, those are tough matchups.
Yeah, they are. There's definitely some tough ones. And I feel like, was there? Oh, yeah, that House of Secrets, that was kind of old school. You know, it seems like this round has so far has been a majority kind of new school. And it's not even new school. It's kind of not quite as old school versus old school.
Yeah.
With some new school mixed up in there, obviously.
Yep.
But hey, House of Chills made it through.
It did. All right. Well, this next matchup, we've got 2 very modern books. 100 Bullets number 16 versus Stillwater number 1. And the winner here had 60% of the vote. So, and I have to say, my brother-in-law looked at these, and he doesn't collect comic books, but he likes art. He went to the Art Institute in Pittsburgh, so he's got a pretty good artistic eye, and he absolutely went head over heels nuts for that 100 Bullets.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
These are equal for me. This is the biggest one. I'm like, man, never seen either one of these, and they're both great. What say you, Pat?
Yeah, I like. Go ahead, Pat.
I'm just a huge Dave Johnson fan, so that put him in my vote. I think we talked about this Stillwater. It may have just been in the Xcellar group, but I remember it. But I'm curious to see if it can pull it out. If the Vulture vampire was too creepy, you'd think that this Stillwater would be too creepy, but I don't know.
Well, there's no blood and kind of grossness, even though it's creepy. I think I'd put those in a little different. So, and yeah, I don't know. I actually don't have a favorite. You know, honestly, I can't even remember which one I voted for right now. It was so evenly matched for me.
I can tell you which one if you want to know.
Yeah, tell me.
You voted for Stillwater.
Okay, gotcha.
I voted for 100 Bullets because, yeah, like Patrick, I like Dave. So the winner was 60%. Well, some of us are going to be happy, and some of us aren't. Because we split the vote here.
Oh,
Stillwater number 1.
you want to say that again, Mike? I think you got it watered down there.
Yeah, Stillwater number 1. And this one surprised me. I really thought 100 Bullets was going to pull it out. Because this is it's just an odd composition here.
Yeah, it's definitely cool, though. They're both very creative, too. Yeah.
All right, our final matchup of this week. Showcase presents 57, Enemy Ace versus Uncanny X-Men 136. Thoughts on these?
This one was dead on arrival, in my opinion.
I had a hard time. I had a little bit of a hard time because I really do like that Enemy Ace cover. I'm familiar with it, but it's up against Uncanny X-Men here, and that's just such a prominent cover from John Byrne and Chris Claremont's run.
Yeah.
So it had to get the nod from me.
You said you were familiar with this Enemy Ace, or you weren't familiar with it, Pat?
Yeah, I was. That's a pretty popular cover.
Oh, really? Okay, I've never seen it before. Okay. What were you gonna say, Mike?
Yeah, the winner here at 73% of the vote. So,
well, regardless of who wins, it shows that the Enemy Ace was a contender.
A little bit, not much. All right, so the winner here, it's on the way.
There you go.
Nice.
It's Uncanny X-Men 136.
I think you got overclapped there again, Mike. Who
yeah,
won?
I did. Uncanny X-Men 136.
Karen's.
Yeah,
sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, when I hit the button to send it, it reminds me of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, when the chocolate bar is broken up into tiny pieces and floating across the room to reappear on the other side.
I know you mentioned that reference because you saw the new Wonka trailer and you're excited for it.
I haven't seen that. I saw some rumblings that it was something was going on.
Yeah, prequel.
But, yeah, not really necessary.
I don't know. Prequels are kind of cool. I like again, I've said it a million times. I like getting some old lore. See how Willie got where he is, right?
Yeah.
Right, Pat?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So Karen, I want to make this joke real quick, a little bit late, but Karen messed you up that time, Mike, because her delay was because she's happy this cover won, but she's sad that Phoenix is dead on it. So
Right.
She's okay now, Karen. Don't worry.
Yeah. Thanks, Karen. Yeah, she is okay now, Karen. Don't worry, it's fine.
Currently, ask me next week, and it might be a different story.
Right.
All right.
Speaking of people that are characters that are dead and then are okay now, got some Miss Marvel news this week, right?
Yeah, shocking.
That took a whole 3 weeks. Shouldn't there be a period of time between, you know what I'm saying? Like, even just owning the property, whoever owns whatever character we're talking about, they should put it upon themselves, like hopefully one day Xcellar will be a big successful comic. If a main character from Xcellar dies, we should have at least 3-month rule, something 6 month. I don't care. It could be a year, whatever we decide. But there should be a standard for how long a character has to be dead before you bring them back. You know what I'm saying? To at least give it some kind of value. Because I feel like that does take away from the feeling that you're hoping to invoke with the death of a character by just thinking, oh, it'll be back next issue, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Right, Mike?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. He's my thing. Yeah, it's just if they made such a big deal about it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna bring it back so soon, don't overhype it. Just this character died with and then move on. But they made such a big deal for nothing. Yeah, it's very frustrating.
Hey Pat, here's a on topic but way out of left field question for you. Can you remember the last time a character died that it was a long time before that character was brought back?
I mean, the prime example is Bucky.
Okay. I was actually thinking they did a good job with Superman too, didn't they? It was almost a year, right, before they brought Superman back. I thought that was good. And then the way they brought him back, he obviously just didn't come back. It was kind of a story of how he got, back as well. I thought they did good with Superman. Yeah. What do you say, Mike?
Yeah. I think, I'm really surprised that Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel, hasn't been brought back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not sure what the reasoning is behind that. Maybe I always think maybe it was because of the inspiration for that story that I think Jim Starlin based a lot of that off of his father passing away. I think that maybe it's kind of like they're not going to mess around with that, but who knows? I'm sure at some point they'll bring him back. I know they just did an homage to the Death of Captain Marvel cover.
Yeah. Well, you just gave them an idea. So, if the people at Marvel watching this episode, they're going to be like, yeah, we forgot all about that. Thanks, Mike.
Hey, I like to help out the House of Ideas.
All right, let's see the rest of the field of combatants. This is exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see if I messed up and if I have 1B on this or 1A or 1.2 or who knows what.
If this says anything but 1B, I'm going to laugh for like 5 minutes. Not because you just made a mistake again, but because the fact everything else was said 1B already up to this point.
Yeah. Right. All right. What I did in case anybody missed last week, though, we'll just run through this quickly. These are the categories, but I'm sure you kind of knew that through by seeing the results. So we're gonna.
So war, Star Wars, horror.
Hey.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. There it is. Sorry, it was delayed on coming up for me. Oh, super delays.
X-Men. Everybody's like, spit it out, Kevin. Spit it out. No, it's not, I'm spitting it out as soon as it goes. Vertigo Plus. Hey, Mike, can you elaborate on the plus as well too? I got that question a couple times.
Yeah, when I submitted it to I signed it to the individual. I think I put Vertigo and Beyond. And then when I went to type it on here, it was a lot of words or a lot of letters. So I'm like, let me just put the plus on there. Because basically it was Vertigo, any books that were, or characters that were within the Vertigo universe and beyond, because like Swamp Thing originally wasn't in Vertigo. Hellblazer wasn't originally in Vertigo, but they made it in there. So it could have been Swamp Thing that didn't have the Vertigo tag on it at the time.
And then didn't that work vice versa? And correct me, I might be showing again my ignorance. This wasn't exactly my type of comics. Wasn't the opposite too? Like, wasn't Sandman originally Vertigo and then it switched to DC later for a while and then something like that too?
Well, Vertigo is. Yeah.
Say that again, Pat.
Yeah.
There is no Vertigo anymore. They got rid of the imprint. So.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Okay, well, I didn't know if it came back and then left again or whatever, but anyway. So yeah, so I'm accurate, right? Sort of.
Yeah.
Sandman used to be Vertigo, now it's DC, right?
What's Black Label?
DC Black Label, right?
Yeah. Well, Vertigo was DC also, so it was always DC, but it just had that Vertigo tag on it.
Oh, see, that's I thought I was remembering that Vertigo used to be its own, and then it was actually bought out by whatever DC or whatever. No, I was
no, it was
okay.
Yeah, it was always an imprint of
DC. Okay,
DC. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's the answer to the question though, as to why you have plus there is because it's complicated. Okay. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
All right. B. Hey, I got it right, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Good job, Mike.
There we go. Nice. All right. Get to our first matchup. These are exciting. We're going to start with Obi-Wan and Anakin #1 from Marco Cicchetto versus Star Spangled War Stories 81 from Russ Heath.
Oh man, these are both, awesome. All right, so what I started to do last week for Cover Combat for the podcast listeners, describe things a little bit. So this Obi-Wan and Anakin has Obi-Wan front and center, and what's that? They're in like some kind of snowy tundra with Anakin right behind them. They both got their lightsaber. Well, Anakin's got his lightsaber at the ready. Obi-Wan's like drawing pictures in the snow with his lightsaber or something.
Yeah.
But it looks awesome. Both got hoods up and they're very, they mean whatever they're looking at. And then Star Spangled War Stories has got a GI in a low crawling position, shooting it up at a, of course, jet coming down, shooting at him. And, it's always funny whenever you see this kind of situation, the fighter jet is got the guns on both wings kind of shooting out. And of course it's perfectly draping GI in the shots. Like the GI is laying in a perfect spot to where that's the only place he could be that all of the shots could miss him. Right.
Yeah.
So,
if the jet just veers to the left or right a hair.
Yeah, exactly. Right. They're both very cool though. I like it.
Yep.
And what is, do you know anything about this book other than just what the cover looks like, Mike?
No.
Or the artist? Because what's the khaki mosquito? Well, I love that.
Oh yeah, I have no idea what the khaki mosquito is.
How about you, Pat? You know?
I don't know. Just hopefully he's not at your whatnot show next time.
I love that name. If I was going to start an Xbox username right now, I'd be the khaki mosquito. That is awesome.
I'm gonna have to buy this now to read that. But basically, it sounds like it might be a story of flaming action or on fighting front.
Right.
But yeah, that's a Russ Heath cover there, and then the Obi-Wan Anakin series. For fans of Marco Cicchetto, he did the covers and the interiors on those books.
Oh, nice.
And I think it was only a 4-issue series. All right. Next up.
That looks like it. Sorry. It looks like it takes place when Anakin was a Padawan there too. Right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Next up, we have Sandman Overture #6 from DC Black Label versus Uncanny X-Men 222. We've got J.H. Williams III on the Sandman cover and Mark Silvestri on the Uncanny X-Men. And I love Mark Silvestri's X-Men. That's who was doing it whenever I started reading.
Yeah.
And so he's, as great as Byrne is, and those awesome covers and that stuff, I've got a sentimental attachment to the Mark Silvestri artwork.
Yeah, obviously I do as well. Yeah. First comic book that I ever grabbed. I'm going to hate saying goodbye to the Sandman next week, but everybody already knows where my vote's going on this one. That Sandman cover is great, though.
Yeah. Fortunately for Sandman, you're on one vote.
Yep. Sandman does have a chance.
But that's striking differences too in style and look and everything.
Yep. Yeah, they're both awesome. Really good. Do you like that Sandman a lot too, Pat? Hold on. Hold the horse.
Calm down. Oh no, I see a mistake.
Everybody look away. Everybody look away.
Oh,
Is there a cover missing?
yeah.
Oh, geez. All right, we'll have to roll with it once we get past this one. Hey, I have to input this right now, too. This was one of the dumbest things that happened. I know this is going to seem completely random, but I just have to say it. One of the dumbest things that happened during the entire season of Silo, there was a scene where everybody could see what the outside really looked like, and Tim Robbins is like the big baddie boss in it. And literally the scene's up on the screen for like 10 minutes or 10 seconds in front of like 30 people. And he like starts yelling at all of them like little kids, look away, forget what you just saw. You know, we just created this moment with Mike's computer getting away. Yeah. It was hilarious. But anyway. Pat, what do you say about this this matchup? The Sandman in particular? I want your opinion.
Yeah, I like the Sandman one. Even though I'm not a huge Sandman fan, but I that's a nice cover. But it's gonna get my vote because I've never liked that X-Men cover. I, on the other hand, was not a fan of Mark Silvestri's. Bye, Kevin. I was not a fan of Mark Silvestri's run, and I absolutely hate how Sabretooth looks on that cover.
Now I'm going to impersonate Padme from episode 3. Pat, you're breaking my heart. Sorry. I can't follow you down this path. What the heck?
I like Wolverine. Man. Wolverine's all right, although he always grew him a little too skinny for my liking. But that Sabretooth is horrible. It's got chicken feathers for hair.
Oh my god!
Oh, now I see that. Son of a gun.
I do see a little bit of what you're talking about with Sabretooth, but man, yeah, this cover overall, this is well, like Mike said, it's very sentimental for me. So it's
sure,
yeah, it's in my top 10 for sure of all time, but it's probably mostly because of sentimentality. But I love it though in general too. I mean, that's again, this is why I got into comics because of this cover. Well, technically because of Amazing Spider-Man. Everybody knows that story. But anyway, or Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Correct myself. But then this cover, combination of Spider-Man and an Australian Wolverine, and this cover did it for me.
Yep.
All right.
So you have to say, like, Sabretooth's face looks that way because he's punched by Wolverine, getting ready to get stabbed by him and stuff. So his face is gonna be weird, which kind of goes back to the last cover combat why Captain Cold's face looked so weird because the Flash just punched him in it.
I was just getting ready to say that. Nice, Mike. Exactly.
Yeah.
I love your explanation.
Once again, going back and defending that cover and why Captain Cold's face was so odd.
Right. But my wonderful mother chimed in. Pat, you're in trouble. She agrees with me.
Yeah, no.
I mean, who saw that? Who didn't see that coming though?
Yeah. I think, Mike, this is actually the book you threw across. Well, this is make Pat happy. Pat, the first time Mike ever looked at this cover, he threw it across his living room. He wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it was just comics in general. He was at my house. He goes, "Dude, check these things out." I'm like, what are those, comic books? And I grabbed it and I just tossed it across the living room.
I was like, what the heck, man? Anyway.
A couple weeks later, I was like, oh, those are actually kind of cool.
Yeah. Never threw another comic in your life.
Nope. I think I threw a comic book away. I think I threw what's that one? Anyway, I can't remember what it was. It was just a trashy book. Anyway, not necessary. Let's go on to the next matchup here.
Okay.
This is exciting.
Oh, nice.
Mystery 236 from Bernie Wrightson versus Marvel Team Up 141 Daredevil. And this is by Art Adams and Mike Mignola.
Oh, man. That's a
yeah, I mean, there's some heavy hitters in art there.
That's crazy. I saw a different version of that team up recently within the last couple of weeks that I actually thought it was rejected. I don't know if it was rejected by art or by Marvel themselves. But I actually like the first version better than this final version.
Wow. So just to give a little recap on what these look like, I totally forgot it with the last one. Sorry, podcast listeners. But anyway, this House of Mystery is awesome. It's got, I don't know the characters, a man seeming like he's getting ready to strangle a woman kind of in the background. And in the foreground, we got a zombie coming out of a lake in front. It's awesome. And then Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man and Daredevil has a black suit Spider-Man. Are you guys getting that echo? The heck does that mean? Anyway, Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man and Daredevil has a black suit Spider-Man swinging towards a bunch of large barrels of guns, because we're looking from the gun perspective, with a Daredevil in the background and a Black Widow in the background. And that's kind of a middle. She doesn't quite have really short hair, but her hair's not long. She's kind of starting to grow it out to get to the long hair. That's what that Black Widow looks like.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one for me. I love both of those.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough for me as well.
Let's get on to the next one. This is probably the error submission on my part. Oh, no. It's there. It was just my computer lagging.
Sweet.
So we've got Zatanna, Everyday Magic. I think this was a one-shot by Brian Bolland versus Marvel Team Up 67 with Tigra by John Byrne. Sticking with the Marvel Team Up theme.
It seems by now we're not going to veer away from Marvel Team Up.
Right.
There's still a little hope. A little hope.
I don't think there's any hope.
What is that? Oh, is that 8? Have you been tracking?
No, I haven't been tracking. I figure at this point, if something other than Marvel Team Up hasn't shown up, it's not going to show up.
Okay.
Yeah, there are still 2 more Spider-Man submissions to go. So
okay,
we'll see.
I hope Pat is wrong, but he's usually right.
All right. It's hard not to love Brian Bolland's work.
Did you say what these were? I'm sorry. Did you say what these were?
Yeah, the Zatanna Everyday Magic one shot versus Marvel Team Up 67. So Brian Bolland and John Byrne.
So Zatanna's just pulling a bunch of animals from her hat on the cover. She's just standing there looking awesome. Very nice blue cover. Never seen that. That's awesome. Either one of you have that?
I think I have it.
I do not, and I want to get it though. Seeing Paul Dini is the writer. That Bolland cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what
and then the Marvel
for.
Then the Marvel Team Up has Spidey getting his butt whooped by Tigra, with Craven in the background being a cheerleader of Tigra in a throne, or a comfortable lounger, at least. I don't know exactly, but it looks cool. If that wasn't Spider-Man, I don't know how anybody could bend back like that with that kind of knee ankle thing he's got going on there. And he's chained up, so why she's whipping and strangling him while he's chained? Come on. What the heck's going on there? I need to read this book.
He can't really defend himself. Over fire, even.
Over fire, too. I didn't recognize. Yeah, so there's fire at the bottom of the cover, which is underneath, or kind of underneath Spidey. A lot going on there. It's usually what's happened with Marvel Team Up. That's why they're fun. That's why Mark loves them.
Yep. All right. Next up, and this one might be a little controversy on this, but we have Phantom Stranger number 10 from Neil Adams versus Knights of the Old Republic 9 by Brian Ching.
All right. Well, I think this isn't really controversial because we've already decided the only thing that can't be resubmitted is old winners because obviously this has happened before.
Just old losers.
And that was pointed out. I mean, obviously, I don't have Star Wars. I'm kind of showing my hand on that. Because I said, hey, this one was already submitted and it lost. So do you really want to submit this? And they said, yep.
That's what's amazing about this. This isn't no offense to whoever submitted this, but man, this isn't that special of a cover, right? Or am I crazy? Is it really special? Is that why this person really wants to put this one through? Convince
the
it's
individual. Yeah, to the individual, maybe it is special.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna vote for the Phantom Stranger.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's not horrible. It's just not a contender. That's why a non-contender getting submitted twice seems crazy. But watch this one win. Anybody wants to prove me wrong, just keep voting Knights of the Republic through. So anyway, to describe him, so Phantom Stranger has a young lady in a nightgown coming down a spiral staircase.
I think those are actually Jedi robes.
No, I'm talking what? And she has a phantom that I'm assuming is a stranger leering behind her. Is that the shadow of the Phantom Stranger we're seeing, or is that stranger a phantom that we're seeing? That's the question of the day for this cover. Because then we see a hand, which is the closest thing to us, kind of like we're the person that is putting out their hand, giving her the come hither index finger pull trigger action, whatever. So I don't know what's going on. Oh, and there's a cool bat. There's a cool bat too. Yeah. So it definitely looks cool. That's for sure. And then the Knights of the Republic, whoever submitted this cover is probably going to be mad at me that I can't actually say what character that is. Can you, Pat?
No, sorry.
But he is obviously a Jedi holding a blue lightsaber, but he looks like he's a bronze statue, right?
Yeah, it looks like a statue holding a lightsaber. That's the way I always see it.
Yeah. Completely dark. And like I said, couldn't be explained better. The bronze statue, I think. And then in the background, all there is kind of bright yellowish, brownish storm clouds, I guess, maybe. Yeah.
Well, the cover on the copy gets it right. This cover does have a troubled past, but will it have a haunted future also? I don't know.
Nice. Yes, it does. It does. Actually, I've seen this cover in person, and those aren't actually printed on the cover. Whoever submitted this must have added those because it fits this perfectly. All right, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yep.
I might just vote for this Knights of the Old Republic to be part of the fun. That's all.
All right.
Let's do it, people.
No, I can't.
You can, Mike. Unless you submitted Phantom Stranger, you can.
I love Neil Adams' work here. Yeah, and I love the style he did. With the kind of looks foggy and darkish, and I just love that work. So sorry, Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, that Phantom Stranger cover is all atmosphere, man. That's well done.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, this next matchup is heartbreaking because when these were submitted, I'm like, I'm voting for those two covers all the way through. And then here we go in the first matchup for both of them, and they are up against each other. So this sucks, but it's awesome. That's
Okay.
what it's all about.
This is the final matchup.
All right. Yeah. We've got. Is it up?
Nope.
Nope.
There we go.
Geez.
There we go.
Dreaming Eagles #1 from Brian Stelfreeze versus Giant Size X-Men #1 from Dave Cockrum.
Never seen that Stelfreeze cover before. It's nice.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
and It's very interesting. I'm gonna have to analyze that one. That's for sure. I think I've seen this Giant Size X-Men before. That's pretty nice.
Oh yeah,
I've seen it.
So Dreaming Eagles has a pilot, or it might be a support crew guy. I don't know exactly. No, a pilot. I guess he's got a mask on, right? And he's holding a torpedo on his shoulder, and on his right shoulder with carrying a satchel of some type in his left hand down to his, his knee height. And there are like storm clouds with a blue sky behind the storm clouds in the background. It's definitely cool.
It looks like a propeller
What looks like a propeller?
for an airplane.
maybe.
Doesn't it look like a torpedo?
Yeah, see the one end to the no. Who can put a torpedo on their shoulder?
I don't
can put a
know.
propeller on the shoulder.
This pilot.
And this
So
is the series
so
is
he's a
about
repairman.
the Tuskegee Airmen. So that's where the date, Yeah, that's a propeller. Yeah,
Okay.
see how the end
Like-
it slides into a little notch.
Yeah, no,
On the
on the end, it looks like the little zzz in the back of torpedoes that make them go. Right?
It looks like a propeller. And you know what? When I see
I'm
Brian
seeing-
Stelfreeze,
I'm seeing
I'm
it now.
gonna
Now that you said that, I'm seeing it. But that was my first instinct was torpedo. But yeah, I guess the propeller makes more sense anyway. Yeah, Karen, I know torpedoes are out of submarines, but guess what? Planes also drop torpedoes. Ha! So take that. That's how planes would take down subs sometimes. But anyway.
yeah.
And then Giant Size X-Men, of course, has a few beloved X-Men, pretty much every one of them ever on the cover coming at us. The new ones, Wolverine, Storm, Colossus, Thunderbird, Nightcrawler popping out of the page. And the old ones in the back, Beast, Angel, Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Iceman. I think that, you know what? This might be crazy, but I think I just noticed something for the first time. I mean, Cyclops is in the new team coming out and in the old team in the back. Just kind of dawned on me, right?
Yep.
It's pretty awesome.
Yep.
I agree, Mike. That's an unfortunate matchup.
Yeah.
Yep. We're gonna lose a contender.
Yeah.
So, all right.
What was that, Karen? We didn't hear you.
Studio audience.
There we go. For some reason, she ended it prematurely last time, apparently. But yeah, that was awesome, Mike.
All right.
All right.
Right. Next up.
What?
What? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. We've got. When's it coming up? These delays are
What?
killing me here.
Didn't you say that was the last
What do you
one?
mean? No.
Oh, I thought I asked if that was the last matchup, and you said yeah. I'm going to check the records on that one.
I'm pretty sure you're right, Kevin, but I thought that didn't seem like enough matchups.
Yeah, but I did ask, right? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. If I didn't hear you ask that,
There you go. That's what happened.
That's what I was gonna say. Is you were responding to some other question right after I asked that, but you definitely said, well, I shouldn't say definitely, but I'm pretty sure you said yes right after I asked that. So you were apparently answering some other question though. Anyway, go ahead.
Yep. Plenty more. The next matchup, Star
20
Spangled War
more?
Story.
There's 20 more.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. I said plenty. Do we need to start over?
No.
All right. Star Spangled War Stories 88 from Jerry Grandinetti versus House of Secrets 94. We've got another Bernie Wrighton.
All right, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is a good matchup.
Yeah.
I mean, and when I say they're all obviously good, when I say good matchup, meaning, like they're all on the same page, Yeah, so that Star Spangled War Stories has a lovely lady who's swinging from a rope as well as shooting a machine gun at somebody that has a spotlight on her, and apparently she's being shot at too, but it's just barely missing her behind her. What, Karen, put that comment up again. What'd you say, Karen? The average torpedo weighs 4,000 pounds. Thanks, Karen. Appreciate it. Karen is conclusively saying that's not a torpedo on that guy. So I conceded, Karen. Jeez, rubbing it in. I just given my instinctual thoughts when I first saw it, but yeah, it's obviously a helicopter wing. Or I mean, a helicopter.
Yeah. Helicopter wing.
Anyway, continuing on with Star Spangled War Stories, and apparently this lady, Mademoiselle Marie, is wanted because we're seeing, coincidentally, as she's swinging down from a rope and shooting machine gun, excuse me, while being shot at, it is on a wall that happens to have her wanted poster on it. So there's a lot going on there. It's fun though. It's good. It's good book. A good cover.
Yeah.
And then that is up against the House of Secrets, which has what's the character there? Do you know the character that is holding that sleeping lady that's in a white nightgown? There is a character in a brown trench coat, brown pants, brown top hat. You can only see kind of half of his white face. And we seem to be looking at them against a wall that is only lit up by light that is coming through a window. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
So it's like
describing these covers is actually fun for me.
Yeah. It's like spotlight and probably the moonlight coming through on House of Secrets.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's good pairing. All right. This next matchup's gonna answer some questions. Are you ready?
Uh-oh, yep.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have.
Oh, now I think I just realized the confusion, Mike. I think I was asking if there was only 2 more matchups, but I know, and the reason or only 1 more matchup. The reason I was confused by that is because you said there was 2 more Marvel team up matchups. I think that's what it was. Remember when that was said, Pat?
Yeah.
I mean, he said 2 more Spider-Man matchups, and that's what confused me.
Oh,
but anyway,
yeah.
Okay. So this is the final Spider-Man combatant, right? Then
no. No. We had Marvel team up 141 with Daredevil, Marvel team up 67 with Hydra. Now this one's Marvel team up 65 with Captain Britain by John Byrne versus X-Men #1 from Jim Lee. So once again, it's the classic Captain Britain.
Yeah, classic Captain Britain again.
Yep. So there's only 1 more chance for a non-Marvel team-up Spider-Man.
All right, so in the Marvel team-up, we got Spider-Man and Captain Britain fighting on an incomplete skyscraper on the metal beams with seems like Spider-Man's about to lose. But I mean, what does it matter if Spider-Man falls? It looks like he's going to fall off the end of the beam, and he seems concerned about it. But I mean, who cares? I mean, you just shoot out a web and swing, right? I mean, it might actually give him an advantage.
Yeah. It's like, what are you going to do? Push me off a building? I jump off of buildings on purpose.
Yeah, exactly. And Captain Britain, is holding some. What is that like? Is that a torpedo or is that a staff of? Is that a magical staff? Thank you, Karen. Appreciate it. Some kind of magical staff there. Either Captain Britain is attacking him with, or they are kind of battling to get a hold of, I guess. I don't know. And what exactly is Spider-Man's Spidey sense tingling about? I mean, he's right in front of him, attacking him. What the heck? Is there something else about?
I think
maybe that's what's going on, Mike. He isn't scared like he's falling off the building. Something's coming up from below that we can't see yet, right, Pat? Does that make sense?
Possibly. Maybe he's out of web fluid.
No, that's true.
Yeah, that's the edge.
Good point. He doesn't fly.
Edge.
He can't fly. Yeah, that's true. So, and then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 construction workers in the background of miscellaneous perspectives observing this battle with great excitement. And then X-Men #1, I don't know whether other than having to explain which one of the classic X-Men #1 covers it is. My personal favorite, Wolverine, brown beige, and Cyclops. I think they've got front row seats to attacking Magneto if you'd connect all these covers. To the right, if you don't know. But there you go. Pat, I'm almost afraid to ask. Do you like this cover?
Which one?
X-Men.
Yes, I like that cover.
Thank gosh. Especially that Wolverine. He is definitely more beefy than in that 222 on that one, though.
Yeah. Jim Lee X-Men fan, yes. Mark Silvestri X-Men fan, not so much.
Dagger. I'm gonna have to. I'll practice coping with that all day today. But anyway, what say you about Marvel Team Up? What about that?
Oh, sorry. I like. Yeah, it's another Marvel Team Up cover. I do like it, but I don't know.
I can't wait to hear from whoever submitted all these for Spider-Man why they wouldn't submit at least 1 or 2 not Marvel team-ups. Regardless of how much you love Marvel team-up, just try to mix it up. That's what we kind of talked about, to have a chance of winning it all.
Maybe it's because Spider-Man universe is so vast that they said, you know what, I'm just going to narrow it right down to Marvel team-ups.
That would be an easier way to pick. That would be logical.
Yeah, we'll
Mike,
see.
do you like both of these?
What's that? Do I like both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. The X-Men books, it's just I've seen them so many times that they're awesome. I don't want to talk bad about them, but I just get bored with it. I don't know.
We shouldn't. It's kind of like a Picasso, it just, it transcends time no matter how many times you see it.
Yeah. And I love connecting covers. So I do love it, but,
and you love Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's move on.
Incidentally, I tried to sell one of these on the Whatnot show recently and it didn't go. FYI, $3.
There are probably still boxes of them out there.
I think I had
somewhere.
1 and 2 together for $3 though. So,
Yeah. All right. Our next matchup, we have. This is a good matchup. I like this.
All right.
Obi-Wan #1, and this is the Tyler Kirkham cover versus Fairest 17 from Adam Hughes.
Said it once, say it a million times. It's why one of the reasons I love Cover Combat. All these covers I've never seen. That Ferris is interesting. Let's start with the easy one, though. The Obi-Wan is cool. It's got Obi-Wan kind of, his hood is up. You can't see his face. Looking at him from the right side, his lightsaber is lit. Looks like there's wind, sandstorm coming from behind him, blowing his robe forward with an ominous picture of some female. I don't exactly know who that is. I'm trying to think, because does this series, I actually haven't read any. Does this series, is it like Mandalorian? Is it following the Obi-Wan show on Disney? Do you know?
I don't think, but isn't this older?
I don't remember either. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this series is over. I can't remember if this was like the Mandalorian book that followed the show.
Did you say older or over, Pat?
I thought
It's over.
Probably both.
I think he said older, Mike. He's asking, is this older than the show? Is this older than the show, essentially? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I think this is the after show.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, actually, in my other paperwork, I have the year that this came out.
It'll be great when we have a studio. You can have all the paperwork you need right beside you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's some lady, I can't say, I don't know who it is, in the background. She looks cool looking. She looks determined. Facing to the left of the cover. And then in Fairist, those are, okay, so there's a lady on it that she's kind of, her body is tracing the right side of the cover, and she's kind of leaning back to where she's facing up, and her hair is down to the, like the most of the cover is her hair. And in the hair is crocodiles, maybe alligators. Sorry, I'm not an alligator crocodile aficionado. But it looks like closer to the ends of her hair, it's kind of like Medusa, where it's crocodile heads. But then in the midst of her hair, all we can see are the eyes of the crocodile. Is that what's, with some of them miscellaneous sizes, big ones, little ones, big ones, right? Is that what's going on here, Mike? Am I crazy or what?
Yeah, it just looks like her hair starts as her hair, and then within it, as it flows to the ends, it's got alligator eyes, and then the tips of her hair are alligators. Yeah.
So what you meant was, you're right, Kevin. That's what you meant to say.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
thanks.
Yeah, I don't think she literally has crocodiles in her hair in the book, though. Be interesting to find out.
I accidentally said fairies, but is it Fairist because it's a book about fairy tale fairies kind of thing? Is that
Ferris? Yeah, this is in the world of help me out, Patrick.
Snow White?
It was in the other matchup.
Fables.
Oh, Fables.
Fables, yeah.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of that is fairy tale fable stuff.
Yeah.
What were we gonna say, Pat?
I still had a lot of spin-offs. So if you want to go back to that losing Fables cover, I looked it up to see if I could determine whether she was strangling or cuddling the tiger, and that's Shere Khan from the Jungle Book, and that's Rose Red on the cover. She's Snow White's sister. So Shere Khan apparently was a protagonist, but I don't know about Rose Red, if she was good, bad, otherwise, and I still don't have an answer to if she was cuddling or strangling.
So if she's bad, you'd assume she's cuddling, and if she's good, you'd assume she's strangling.
Yeah. So that leaves us exactly where we started.
Right.
Well, anyway,
we know their names now.
Sorry.
I said, but we know their names at least.
Yeah. Okay.
Not that it matters because it's gone.
Right. But you never know. It might show up in another Cover Combat. Losers keep rearing their ugly heads sometimes. Oh, not ugly. Not ugly. It's not ugly. Anyway, hey, Mike, who did you say the artist was for Fairest?
Adam Hughes.
Adam Hughes. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good Adam Hughes cover too. I like Adam Hughes' work.
Didn't I say a couple Cover Combats ago that I'm starting to think maybe I'm not that much of an Adam Hughes fan? Didn't I say that and you guys were guffawed about it?
Yeah, it may have been that one Catwoman cover, the police lineup cover.
Oh yeah, right.
Well, what's funny here's a story when Kevin and I were at Baltimore Comic Con. We were walking up a table and Jeff Lemire's table was right here, and there was this long line that started. I don't know if anybody can see it. Start way back like this, and it was coming up. And kind of looked like it may have been going to Jeff's. And Kevin went to Jeff Lemire and said, "Is this line for you?" And he said, No, this is for Adam. And Adam Hughes was like a half a mile back,
Right.
And his line was just so long. And I felt bad for Jeff. I mean, they're different artists and different creators and stuff. Have different fans, but yeah, Adam's line was a block long. And we were able to walk gratefully on my part. I was able to walk right up to Jeff's table, and you could sit there and talk to him. So it was great. I was glad that it wasn't a line for him for my sake, but it was unfortunate for Jeff that.
That's unfortunately that's not unusual. I feel bad too for artists that their table basically is blocked off by huge lines. That's the convention. They should plan better and realize who's going to get these huge lines and organize things a little better.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, that's my Adam Hughes story.
Okay.
And I didn't even get into Adam's line. What's that? You were saying something.
I just said, well, Obi-Wan's getting my vote here. So.
Oh, okay. Right.
Although that is a cool Fairest. It is a cool. Yep. But yeah, I'm too big of an Obi-Wan fan. So
I'll tell you on next week which one I vote for.
Say it again.
I'll tell you next week which one I vote for.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say that. I'm influencing all my fans.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about it.
All right. I'm just trying to get through this because I think since my this sharing window open, it's messing up my delay and audio and all that stuff.
Fair enough.
All right. Oh, hey, this finally answers the question. If there are any other Spider-Man books. So we've got Marvel Team Up 68 with Man-Thing by John Byrne versus Superman 216 from Joe Kubert. This is a good matchup.
What matchup is this?
Spider-Man and War.
No. Oh, Spider-Man and War? What? Oh, because that big giant behind Superman's a GI? Is that what's going on?
Superman joins the army.
Superman joins the army.
Oh, I didn't read that yet. I was just looking at the picture. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. I like that kind of stretch. That's nice. My instinct on that was thin, but I guess it's not, right? On YouTube,
I mean there are soldiers there. It's a GI giant.
Yeah, I gotcha. I'm in. I'm good with it. Yeah. No,
that's an outside the box right there, though.
It is. It is. I like it.
Give them credit for that.
All right, so on the Marvel team up, we got Spider-Man in the bayou on a one of those stand-up canoe things. I don't know what they're called. And he's got the old pole or whatever you call those, pushing himself down a river. with the pole in the ground, and he's in his Spidey outfit. You know, he should have like you know, this is one of those times where, you know, Batman has an outfit for the environment. You know, Spider-Man should have some kind of bayou outfit. He's just looking normal in the middle of the bayou, you know. But anyway, we're looking at Spider-Man from behind, and he is seeing Man-Thing coming out of the tree line, or kind of one hand on one tree, one hand on the other, kind of coming at Spidey. And it looks like Spider-Man's Spidey sense is tingling there. He's a little bit worried about Man-Thing. I actually like this one a lot too. And it says dark swamp, deep fear, or dark, deep swamp fear. Oh no, there is a comma there. Sorry. But anyway, and then the Superman controversial war cover. It's not controversial. I shouldn't say it. I'm sorry. I'm just joking. Just joking. It's not controversial at all, because not only is there a giant in the background, a giant GI that's completely kind of grayed out, and Superman's in the foreground. Superman, do you think what's he say there? Can anybody read what he's saying? I need to know what he's saying.
It says, my orders are to destroy that GI giant. The only way to save our platoon is to break my code against killing.
That's
the army and the soldier of steel.
That is pretty cool. So actually, I'm going to assume, and this is why I asked what he was saying, I'm going to assume that Superman was completely wearing a normal army soldier uniform, and he is taking it off to expose that he is Superman, because his rifle and his helmet are laying, and maybe his pants are laying underneath him, and he is got his jacket half on, half off. And then there's a bunch of other soldiers lying around dead, I guess. And with a machine gun smoking right around where all the Gatling gun looks like, right around where all the soldiers are laying around too. That's interesting cover. I bet you that was controversial back then. As far as got a bunch of GIs dead around and Superman talking about killing, right? That'd be pretty controversial, right, Mike?
Yeah, I actually want to read this now.
Yeah, me too.
I'm looking that one up as soon as the show's over to see how much it is, if I can get it.
But it was approved by the comic code. It's right there on the cover.
I'm sure it'll be fine. He didn't kill anybody. He found a way. Brute strength.
Yeah, when you find out more about that, I definitely want to hear how much that bad boy would go for. What number did you say that was? I can't see it on there either.
216. I can't imagine. That's the thing with Superman books. Unless it's like a big key. I mean, even the older books are very affordable.
That's a 12.
Crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, 12 center.
Anyway,
I'm guessing 20 to 30 bucks. I'm gonna write that down.
I want to hear. Yeah, please follow up on that. I want to hear it on the show. The audience wants to know too.
All right. Next matchup. We're almost done. 2 to go.
All right. Now there is actually only 2 to go. Got it.
Yes. And our question was answered. The Spider-Man submissions were all Marvel team up.
All right. Karen beat you to it, Mike. She is chiming in, I'm assuming, about Superman, that you could get that for $14 on eBay right now. Karen, does it say the condition of that book? Is that like a 1.5? Is it slab?
Mid-grade. That's probably mid-grade. I'd say a high grade, just because of the. But there we go, $15 all day long. Is that with or without shipping?
Karen, the audience wants to know. We don't need to see that comment though. It's covering Mike's beautiful face. Thanks.
All right. Let's get to our next matchup while she does the research.
Yeah.
Oy.
Hello.
Here we have.
I want to hear how Kevin talks his way out of not liking that cover.
me get my wits about me here. We've got Astro City 41 by Alex Ross versus Vampirella number 2 from Art Germ. And yeah, go ahead. What describe these? What's going on?
So
here?
first of all, I'm assuming this is another war cover. Good job, man. I'm very this is the war person, and it may be me. Who knows? I may be talking myself up right now. The war person did a great job, because the war person got your typical, you'd expect war books, but then a couple of these outside the box ones. This is awesome. So on Astro City, it's got an Astro -not. And but he looks like a fighter pilot getting into some kind of space age jet, and he's got a completely silver uniform with black boots, black gloves, and kind of a black vest over. I don't know whether it's part of the uniform or it's a separate piece of material, whatever. It looks like a atomic atom symbol in the middle of his chest, and a silver headband, like a metallic headband. And he's kind of standing all heroic with one foot up on the wing of the plane and his other hand on the cockpit, getting ready to be in. It's like someone said, "Hey, look back here. Let's get a photo." And he turned around and looked stoic. And then to the left of him on the plane itself, this is, I'm assuming, a painting. On the plane is, what's her name? It looks like Raquel Welch from back in the day or something.
Rita Hayworth or something.
Yeah. And she's like looking captive and she needs saved. And it says on there, the hero they named the city for. So this is, the astronaut. Got it. Okay, cool. And then Vampirella is typical Vampirella cover. Don't need to describe that one. No, just kidding.
It's a typical Art Germ Vampirella.
Yeah, typical Art Germ Vampirella. Vampirella is taking up 96.3% of the cover. She looks like if we could see all of her, we could see her arms spread out, kind of holding her cape out, kind of like Dracula vampires do, And she's got blood dripping from her lips. She looks like she has a fresh coat of lipstick on, of course, like usual. Her beautiful hair flowing. And her outfit, which just consists of a collar and 2 strings coming down the front of her. There might be multiple strings on both sides, but just to cover exactly just the right amount.
Might be blood, but it could be strings, but it might be blood.
Oh, it actually is blood, isn't it? Yeah, Karen just corrected me at the same time you did, Mike. Karen says it's blood, yeah. Okay, so the blood coming out of her mouth is going down her chin, down her neck, and then becoming more blood once it hits the collar, which is apparently all she's wearing then is a collar, to where the blood is then going over her voluptuousness and covering just the spots we need covered to be able to make this a combat cover that we could show on this show. It's continuing down her hips too, but then it gets cut off right above the other area we can't show on this show. So it's perfectly placed blood. So good job, whoever submitted that Vampirella.
Yeah. And I don't know if Patrick noticed this. I don't know if Patrick noticed this one. I like where your head's at on the Astro City, but I noticed something because I know the categories. This is actually a Vertigo book. It just so happens to kind of cross over into the war combat genre as well. Cover.
I think actually Patrick said that very thing. You predicted that, Pat, last episode. Whenever the Vertigo, which was the American Vampire, we were assuming was horror, you said, "Yeah, I'll bet Vertigo crosses over into war as well." Remember you said that, Pat? Good job.
Yeah, I wouldn't even necessarily take this as a war book. He's an astronaut,
Well, that was the only place I was thinking. I didn't even think about Vertigo. I was just thinking it must be War because we're dealing with the fighter plane pilot, But,
because of the plane, yeah. But there, so
and looking at it more specifically, he's not actually standing with one foot on the wing too. He's actually on the ladder going up the side of it. Yeah, I miss saw that or whatever you want to say. So he's standing on the ladder going up it. Okay. Anyway.
All right, so here we go. This is our last matchup coming up right here.
Oh,
we have Darth Vader 25 from Joe Quesada versus the X-Men #1 from Jack Kirby.
Man.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm glad this Vader's black and white.
Yeah, I'm not sure the thought process because this is a variant. There's actually a color version of this.
Oh, really? Okay, of the exact cover, but just color, huh?
Yeah. So, I guess just dealer's choice on which one they chose.
Well, maybe that person was thinking of me in this because I don't want to vote against Jack Kirby. I think this is the first time Jack Kirby's ever been in Cover Combat. Is that accurate?
Not sure.
I don't know.
So anyway, I don't want to vote against Jack. But obviously X-Men #1, love it. Star Wars, love it. Yeah, this is going to be a tough choice, but that being black and white makes it a little easier, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, Darth Vader is coming up kind of a cliff, kind of at the top of the edge top of these rocks on a cliff. Lightsaber drawn, coming out the right. There's nobody else on the cover. It's black and white. And his cape is billowing behind him again on this one. And his head is not big, so he looks cool. And then X-Men #1, everyone should know that, right? Magneto with his magnetic field around him. Cyclops beam hitting his magnetic field with Beast, Angel, and Iceman throwing snowballs at him. This is back when this is back when Iceman was a big snowman. And Marvel Girl's just dancing in the background. No, I'm just kidding. She looks like she's just dancing, but I'm sure she's trying desperately to do some kind of psychic damage to Magneto. Love this cover. I have many reprints of this. Who knows? Maybe I'll have one before I say goodbye and I could pass this on to my children. I'd sure love to, that's for sure.
Yep. That's it.
It's on the list.
So that's the final matchup. We've now seen all 48 covers.
Very nice.
Work on getting the matchups up on Facebook as soon as I can today, and let the voting begin.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you. All right. Now let me see if I can close all of this.
You know what? I'm just going to apologize right now. I didn't actually.
Boom.
Uh-oh. Mike?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, hold on. I got him. I was trying to remove. I was removing my share screen, and I think Kevin was probably removing it too, and he may have clicked before me. So when I did click, it moved Kevin over, and I removed him.
I'm back though, right? Everybody can see me again?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to apologize now because I don't exactly have what the prize, man, I didn't think about, but I do want to have a prize for whoever wants to claim. So we technically only have 36 of the 48 left right now. If you want to pick from the 36, claim who you think is going to be the Ultimate Cover Combat champ. I'll probably take this winning option away next week So get the votes in for the claiming while you can, and obviously it's first come, first serve. To claim who you think is going to be the champ. I'm going to have a prize for it. I just don't know exactly what it is, but all my prizes are awesome, right, guys?
Yes.
Yep, they are good.
Oh, and I actually have a new thing too, and I hope, Mike, you don't yell at me too much here, because just hear me out, Mike, okay? Hear me out, all right?
All right.
Someone during the Whatnot show was like, wait, oh yeah, Cover Combat's back. Where do I vote? And I said, you got to go to the Facebook post and vote. And guess what he said?
He's not on Facebook.
He's not on Facebook. So here's what I'm going to do, Mike. Mike, just hear me out. Hear me out, Mike. Anybody can vote anywhere they want. Okay, Mike, don't worry about it though. Anytime I see any vote anywhere, so if someone wants to vote in the comments on YouTube, wants to send me an Instagram message, wants to vote on Twitter, no matter where you are, where you want to tell me about it on, no, don't tell me about it on the Whatnot show. It's got to be a comment. It's got to be a comment so we have evidence. Yeah. You want to comment on the Whatnot show, no matter where the votes are, but it's got to be in comment form. I will put them on the Facebook page. How does that sound, Mike? Does that sound fair? Then it doesn't change anything for you, but it opens up a big floodgate of possibilities. Yep. Is that okay?
Yeah, or just tell them to get Facebook. I mean, geez, everybody. Yeah, that works. That works.
Pat, is that okay with you?
Yeah, just for Mike's sake, make sure they know that they got to get him in by a certain time to have you do your thing, and for you to put him up for Mike, because Mike's got all that calculation to do.
That's true. But basically, this is what I'll do, Mike, is once, like say it was your grandpa, your grandpa's comments in the Whatnot show, I want to vote, and I tell him to go to Instagram. He sends me a message with all of them. I will go to the Facebook post and actually put your grandpa votes blank. Okay. I'll just put who it is and what they vote. Yep. And so it'll be just like they voted there. Fair enough?
That works. Yep.
All right, cool. All of our millions of fans went, yes, just now.
Nice.
Literally.
Yeah.
Right?
What? Yeah. To even, I shouldn't even say it, but how will he know the matchups if he doesn't have Facebook? Just by watching the show?
Yeah. Yeah, you can see it here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then to make it simple, they should just vote here on the show.
That's what I said a long time ago, Pat.
Yeah, no. I'm saying forget about Instagram. This should be the only other option.
Okay.
YouTube,
Yeah.
Okay.
Last time I had said no to that, not ever thinking that someone didn't have Facebook.
Right.
So.
Well, that's why I wanted to have it on here, just because this is a place you could see it. So it was ironic that it was a place you couldn't vote, but you could see. Okay, so taking all that back, rewind. Okay, there's only two places you can vote: Facebook and here. If you vote here, I will still do the due diligence of letting you know on Facebook that they voted here, though, Mike. Okay, fair?
Yep, that works.
So it'll be a team effort still, but easier. Thanks, Pat. You just probably made my life way easier. Thank you. But that is true. That the only place they can see it is here. So why are they going to vote on Twitter if they could see it here? Just vote while they're watching it, right, Pat?
Right. Exactly.
All right. But anyway, vote. Tell all your friends to vote. Get your coworkers to vote. Man, I literally want to have more votes than Mike can count in a day.
Oh, jeez. Mike's gone.
Yeah. Mike checked out. He's gonna.
Sorry. I just got. It's like the kids are finally up and about, trying to come in and say good morning.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, they've been up for a while, but just now
making their way to you. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready for, one or two people's favorite segment? Wanting to know what I watched. You ready?
Yep.
All right. All right. I like to start bad and get better. So I'm going to start off with this movie I watched called Disquiet. 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 I don't know exactly why this popped up on my list, but this one thing that I was a little surprised by was this is a 2023 movie. Man, I don't even have my stats with me. I'm not even going to bother. This guy is from he's from quite a few things, quite a few like B-level things, and he's like a B-level actor in kind of low-level production shows and stuff. I probably just insulted somebody's favorite show. Sorry. But man, I can't, again, I took away my notes. So I'm not even going to bother trying to pull them up now. But I watched this on Amazon though. And like I said, it's a 2023 movie and the trailer looked interesting enough. So I gave it a shot. Basically this guy's in a car accident and he goes in this hospital, and when he wakes up, just craziness happens and he can't get out. He's just desperately trying to get out of this hospital because when he wakes up, there's like no one there. Kind of gives you like the opening sequence of Walking Dead kind of feel to start out. And incidentally, it gives you a little Groundhog Day too, because it keeps kind of ending up in his bed, waking up a couple times during it. This movie is really, really bad. Don't even bother. The only thing that I will say about this movie is finally, when it did get around to the end wasn't good enough to save this train wreck. Like, the acting in this is bad. The dialogue is bad. Just everything's horrible about this movie, in my opinion, except the end. When you get to the end, it actually has a fairly okay ending. It's just not a horrible end. It's nothing great, so it couldn't save it, but it's just not a horrible ending. Spoiler alert if you want to check out, but basically this is a life lesson movie about how to appreciate your life. And then we find out everybody in the hospital is in a hospital dying. They are people in the hospital dying, fighting to survive, whether they want to survive or not. And they're having flashbacks in their head of reasons to live and reasons why they don't care about living anymore. And that ultimately is kind of the deciding factor of whether they live or die. And if they die, they, go to hell. There's this weird sequence where they go down this hallway to this red fire, or they live, which means they go to the rooftop and escape onto the roof, which it just brings them back to life, comes back to reality. So the message was kind of neat at the end. It was okay, but getting there was, oh my God, it was so bad. This is one of those things I'd have a hard time, no matter how many words I tried to use to explain how bad it is. So I'm going to give this like a 7.5 bags. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to give this a 2 because 2 bags of popcorn because of the ending. If it weren't for the ending, I'd probably give it a 1, so anyway, that's Disquiet. Oh, well, there's the guy's name in the middle there. Can you read that, Mike? Jonathan Rhys Myers.
Jonathan Rhys Myers.
Yeah, Jonathan Rhys Myers. Yeah, I guess he's been in a few things. So,
yeah.
And then speaking of endings, I just wanted to bring up Invasion again, kind of in my show teaser. I mentioned Invasions, so I am going to do a Secret Invasion and Invasion again. But I actually finished season 1 of Invasion, and I'm actually going to give this one a similar review. This is on Apple TV. I'm going to give this a similar review as I just did to Disquiet. A little bit better, but similar in the way that if you've heard any of the other shows, what I've talked about with Invasion and Apple TV, super snooze fest, super slow. I had such a hard time getting through this entire season, but I will say the final episode was slightly redeeming. It was pretty cool. There was a lot more action. It kind of had a Stranger Things going on. There's a little boy, you know, the characters in this show are this lady with the two kids running on the poster there. It follows a young boy and a little girl that's running around with him, and follows a soldier, actually an operator. He keeps correcting everybody in this show. He's not a soldier, he's an operator, that was kind of in Afghanistan whenever all this went down. So it follows miscellaneous characters. And anyway, the little boy is seemingly like 11 from Stranger Things. He has like this connection to the aliens that are invading the planet. So there's a whole kind of side story there, and that kind of comes to a climax at the end that is interesting. And the way they play it is you see stuff happen, but you're supposed to question it whether you knew it happened or not. But the final episode of Invasion Season 1 was actually pretty decent. It had a little bit of action, but it was not like it was crazy action. There were still some dramatic scenes, and actually tells you in the description of Invasion on Apple TV that it is a slow moving sci-fi. It literally says that in the description, slow moving. And I think that's an understatement. Yeah, I think that's an understatement, but at least they, kind of prepare people for how slow it is. It was way too slow for me. And you did get to see quite a few aliens in the final episode too. You got to see a couple more than usual in episode 9. So it does build up, and but then I'm going to flip back to a negative about the ending here. The ending could not have been more drawn out as to kind of what they portrayed in this show as a kind of flipping the script on you, moment, but it couldn't have been more predictable. I mean, I swear I saw it coming from a mile away, but they literally took 15 minutes to go that mile, acting like it was going to be some kind of crazy reveal, but totally predictable. So I'll give the entirety, and if for anyone cares, Invasion Season 2 comes out, I think it's August 23rd on Apple TV. I don't know why there is a Season 2, but I do know based on the final episode of Season 1, but I don't know. I can't believe it had the viewership to rate one. But my final rating for Invasion Season 1, I'm going to give it 4.5 bags of popcorn. It is just way too slow. And, it could have been so much better in my opinion, because it has a lot of potential. But anyway, then I checked out The Rig on Prime Video. Are either of you familiar with this?
Nope, never saw it.
So this is another 2023 production. This is show. As you can see on the poster there's an oil rig and a bunch of stars. We all know that dude, I can't remember his name, to the left of the center guy, the older guy, he's actually in Silo. He's the father of Juliet in Silo. And then the dude the girl over the right shoulder of the dude in the middle, she's from what's that hilarious Schitt's Creek? You guys familiar with Schitt's Creek?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't recognize her though. I don't recognize any of these people.
The hotel manager that what's his name
right.
kind of starts dating or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't even look like her.
Yeah, I know. She totally looks
like
different.
Her at all.
But it's I
guess
her. It's her.
If she had a flannel shirt on, maybe.
Right. Well, immediately you watch the show, you're like, oh yeah, that poster's not a good pick of her. But anyway, I don't really know who the other two guys are to really kind of give you any thing on that. But anyway, this obviously takes place on an oil rig, and this show has a real Mist feel to it. If anybody remembers Stephen King's The Mist. There's a lot of mysterious happenings happening around this oil rig. This is not a kind of adventure oil rig catastrophe type show. This is there's things happening because, and the the young man on the far right of the poster there has a great line in this movie. I think it's him that said it, or this show. He's like, when you punch holes in the earth long enough, it starts punching back, and you can take that in a literal sense, like, it's going to blow up or whatever, but it's not literal. There's a lot of craziness going on. This is a sci-fi thriller all day long. I actually haven't finished the first season of this yet, but it's done pretty well. It definitely has some hiccups here and there. Like, it's like, why, I said that quite a bit, but it's definitely compelling enough. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to definitely check out the rest of season 1. And I could see this getting a season 2 more than Invasion. Who knows though? You never know nowadays. Yeah. But yeah, check out The Rig on Amazon Prime. It's I think I might have seen this a while ago, but I chose to pass on it because I assumed it was, what was that oil rig movie that what's his name was in recently? Man, I cannot remember one actor's name. It's your favorite Transformers actor, Mike. What's his name?
My favorite Transformers actor?
Yeah, Pat, help me out.
Shia LaBeouf?
No, the other one.
Marky Mark?
Yeah, Marky Mark. Don't say that. He'll punch you. What?
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg. Yeah. So Mark Wahlberg is in an oil rig movie, but it's kind of the typical oil rig action type. They're having typical oil rig problems and life drama. This is sci-fi to the core. This is Stranger Things. This is The Mist. This is all kinds of craziness. But I'm enjoying it so far. So check out The Rig on Amazon.
And I only said Shia LaBeouf because he's the only guy I could remember from any Transformers movie.
Right. Right. Well, obviously me too. Well, I couldn't even remember Shia LaBeouf. I would have said not Shia LaBeouf, the other guy.
The other one.
Yeah.
The Marky Mark. Yeah.
Anyway, then lastly, of course, I watched the newest episode of Secret Invasion on Disney, which is the second to last episode, right? Pat, Did you watch this?
Yes.
Mike, are you up to anything yet? Okay.
No, I'm probably not going to because I
know. You said that before. But I wouldn't be shocked. You said you're not going to. I wouldn't be shocked if you then do.
Right.
Because so many times you tell us you're going to and then don't. So you never know. Pat, I want to hear what you have to say about this episode, please.
Not much happened in this episode, truthfully. And it sort of touched on some of the criticisms we talked about in the past, where it really came to a head. Somebody else asked Fury, isn't it about time, now that we're on the brink of World War III, to call in some of your special friends? He's like, no, I got to handle this on my own. This is all my fault. And that's where it started really falling apart. It's like, if there was ever a time to get some help, this would probably be it.
Yeah. This, first of all, to say your first point, I can't believe this episode, with only, like you said, with only 6 episodes in this season, that this seemingly almost pointless episode, really nothing happened for the most part. I'm going to noodle it while we're talking a little bit, but yeah, really nothing much happened in this at all. It didn't advance the story really at all. I mean, we did kind of learn a little bit more as to what the Skrull leaders, the radical Skrull leaders kind of end game is, trying to get what they're calling the harvest, which is DNA that was collected during Endgame. I guess that's kind of the impression they give you. I guess Nick Fury used his Skrull friends to collect all the DNA of all the superheroes that were in Endgame, And then Pat, this is one question: did he put them all in that one vial? That one vial has every blood sample of all those heroes in it. Is that what you were meant to believe?
I think he kind of mentioned when he was talking to the leader of the MIS or MIA or whatever it's called, the British Secret Service agent, that he has many of these sites throughout the world, and I sort of was led to believe that each one was at a different place, but maybe not.
Oh, so kind of each vial has one hero's DNA in it, essentially.
Yeah,
maybe.
Well,
that would be better in my opinion, but because I didn't even think of what you just said, so I was assuming, I'm like, what? It's only one vial. Why couldn't they have it at least like Jurassic Park, where there was a bunch of little vials around a little container or something? You know what I mean? But
yeah.
Anyway, so we find out that that's the ultimate end game for the Skrull. And then I guess they kind of let us know, and you tell me your opinion on this, Pat. This is speculation on mine, that they're kind of forecasting how they're going to have this make sense at the end with the Skrull. The radical Skrull faction is now completely splintered because the leader of the radical Skrull is insane, and he kills one of the other Skrull just for kind of not being approving of his plan or something. He just kills this guy, kills another Skrull, and then of course all the other Skrull are like, wait, I thought we're on the same team. What are you doing? Why are you killing them? So they plan a mutiny, and all the Skrulls, aside from the leader Skrull, attack the leader Skrull. So now it seems like which is kind of makes sense, like I said, kind of foreshadowing, in my opinion, that we're looking at episode 6 where it's just going to be Nick Fury versus that. What's his name anyway? Grill? What's his name?
Gravik.
So it'll be just Nick Fury versus Gravik, mano a mano, because all the other Skrull have completely abandoned Gravik because he became such a tyrannical douchebag even to them, right?
Yeah.
Seems like where we're headed, right?
Yeah. Well, and we've got Gaia, who has the Extremis in her now.
So that's right. You know what? I meant to mention this. This dawned on me too when actually they were doing the recap of the previous episode at the beginning of this episode. Whenever Gravik is kind of, Nick Fury shoots him in the face in the previous episode, and it kind of starts doing that fiery healing thing. And that's totally this exact same healing ability that what's his name and all his minions had in Iron Man 3, right? Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where they got it from. Yep.
Oh, it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. So I'm stupid for not remembering, but I'm not crazy that it was the same. Got it. Gotcha. So, anyway, yeah, it was an okay episode, but I thought it was wasteful for being 6-episode season that they accomplished what they accomplished in this episode. Didn't seem like enough for a full episode, essentially,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there was good parts, but it just didn't seem to do enough.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then I'm kind of, what do you think of, so we talked about in the last episode how Nick Fury had to save the president from the Skrull trying to attack him. And I guess they answered my question in this episode too. They were trying to kill the president. They weren't trying to, take over his persona. And Nick Fury the entire time to the president is like, don't trust Rhodes, don't trust Rhodes, don't trust Rhodes. Then the first person that goes to the president when he comes out, wakes up or whatever, is Rhodes. And apparently, I'm assuming we're supposed to assume Nick Fury didn't hear him one time. It seemed like he was saying it when he was still kind of conscious, but maybe not.
Yeah, it'll be to be determined whether the president heard any of that, because they played it so you could kind of think that he wasn't totally on board with everything Rhodey was saying, but maybe not. It was unclear.
And then this definitely has the goofiest scene to me where, where does he grab Rhodes by the collar and put a gun to his head? Where are they? Isn't that in the White House or?
No, they're in the hospital.
Oh, they're in the hospital. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So he he grabs Rhodey. He's got a gun to his head, and there's one guy behind, security guy for Rhodey that's just kind of got a gun on it. He's like waiting for him to do it. He's already got a gun to his head. If you were going to do something, why didn't you do it already? I thought that was kind of corny. And then to make matters worse in that scene, whenever he lets Rhodey go, he walks behind like 18 Secret Service guys, all with guns drawn on Nick Fury, and says some corny line behind, like, this is the last time, I'm warning you. He just had a gun to your head. And he gets another time. It's that whole sequence right there seemed kind of corny for me. Everything else has been done well in this show, in my opinion, but that sequence in general stood out to me as that was really corny. Did you did that strike you at all?
I didn't really put that on my radar, but I
gotcha.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I think Don Cheadle's doing a really good job in this series.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's too bad he didn't get more of a chance in the other main MCU films. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's really good, I think.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, definitely. And then, like you said, Gaia is and she's Gravik's sister, right?
No. She's Talos' daughter.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But she has powers now, too. That was the other thing we found out. We thought she was dead. Or they gave us the impression she was dead for a minute. But then we found out she actually she has abilities, too. You're sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, it seems like she only has the extremis, whereas Gravik has everything that they had on hand at the time.
Whose ability do you think he used to kill that other Skrull?
Groot?
Yeah, that's all. I was like, oh, wait, you're not supposed to use Groot's ability to kill people? He just totally, Mike, you would have loved it. You should check this show out. He totally pulled a Groot moment. He shot his wooden viney arm right out through another Skrull guy and killed him. It was a pretty cool moment, Mike. You should check out the show.
Maybe I'll just watch that scene.
That's true. You should. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so what you're saying, and I guess I'm actually definitely leaning to agree with you now, Pat, is the final episode will probably be a Nick Fury Gaia versus Gravik standoff, right?
Yeah, I don't know. And while we're talking it over and I'm thinking about it, I sure hope Nick Fury doesn't end up with powers at the end of this.
Oh yeah.
Maybe she'll give the extra to Gaia too, which I'm not exactly thrilled with.
Yeah, you know what I thought was ironic too. And this kind of reminded me, back in the day with Rambo, it was a big thing at the beginning, especially like they really kind of went overboard with it in the Rambo cartoon, where Rambo gearing up is tying his boots and putting his knife in his sheath and loading up his ammo and all this, kind of bad butt stuff, right? Well, in this episode, Mike, you'd probably love this too for a good laugh. When Nick Fury gears up, he gets his gun, he puts it, he only ever carries a 9mm. So he gets his 9mm and he puts it in his 9mm holster. He puts on his black jacket, his black beanie, and his eye patch. I was like, wait, why are you going to put an eye patch on now? Like, when you're chilling all the time, eye patch seems to make sense. But if the eye patch is, you'd assuming a hindrance, that's why he's not, at least this is what I was assuming the whole show. He's not wearing his eye patch a lot in this show. That must be some kind of hindrance to him. But then when he's ready to go into final action, he puts it on. It's like, what the heck is happening? But anyway, Mike, you'd love that.
Yeah, I watched that in the other scene. Oh.
Okay. All right, but that's all I got this week. I'm actually watching again a couple other things. I'm watching For All Mankind, which is still great. That's a show me and my wife are doing together. That's a great show. I talked about it for a minute. When I get done with all of it. I'll give you a whole recap, but everything's great about it. That's the kind of fictional but true to life sci-fi series that's also on Amazon. It's a great show.
Yeah, I watched the trailer after you mentioned it, and it looks good. It's on my list.
I think you'd definitely like it. Absolutely.
Yeah, it looks great.
All right, so moving on. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Moving on. Do we want to call an audible here? I'm gonna have to check out soon.
Okay.
I probably got about 15 minutes. I can totally axe Horizon, or we can do it now, maybe.
I'm good for doing it right now. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's.
All right. Yeah, I didn't realize, man. It's already over 2 hours already. Jeez, oh man. Yeah. Okay.
I just want to rewind to the beginning of the show when I kind of chuckled when you said, "I can't imagine."
You're right, Mike. That was a good point. That was a good point, Mike. Here we go.
I say let it roll.
We should have put an audible before what Kevin watched. Man, I feel like crap now. I literally would have guessed we were at an hour and a half. Sorry about it, Pat. We're at
it's those long early rounds of cover combat, you know.
Yeah.
It's all good. And a lot of this is San Diego Comic-Con. A lot of it's reveals. We're not going to have a lot of pricing yet, and we'll go through this probably rather quickly. And this sort of, I think this might tie into what Mike's talking about today. Astro Watch showed some new figures today. We got Atlas, who, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, because it's been a while since I read number 1. He's the main antagonist, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And there's also a Atlas Savage, or a Savage Atlas version. So I'm not sure what's going on there either. You know, these are very early, obviously, prototypes, unpainted.
That's what I was going to ask. Are they supposed to be unpainted, or are they going to be painted? Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, they're just so early on.
They look cool.
That Savage Atlas looks like something to come in issues 3 or beyond, because I haven't started 3.
Gotcha. This was cool to me because I'm a big Voltron fan, and this is Blitzway's Legendary Defender Voltron. This is based on the Netflix series, the new modern Voltron. Again, very early prototype, and you can see that they show the line forms here too. So they've already done a regular classic Voltron. Now they're going to do the Legendary Defender Voltron.
That's awesome.
I can't wait to see him in color and everything. I am, but I'm not really sure about Blitzway's pricing. When it comes to giant robots, I guess I generally try to stick to one line called Soul Jigokin. They've done a Voltron. I don't know if they're ever going to get to the Legendary Defender Voltron, so I'm going to be taking a close look at this guy. Okay, so we have. I was surprised to see this week. We have Hot Toys coming in with our good friend MODOK.
Oh man.
You ready for him?
No. Just leave him. Oh no.
Oh, seriously.
Man, he looks cool the other. I mean, he totally looks cool the other way, you know. They should have never taken his helmet off. They should have just had him be like that. No one would have ever complained.
Yeah. But obviously you can see a lot of attention paid to detail. He's really decked out. If you're a big fan of this MODOK, you're probably on board. We'll see.
I can't wait to hear the price of this sucker too.
Yeah, right. Jada Toys, we know them from a lot of their die-cast lines, but they've been getting into the action figure market. This was their San Diego exclusive this year. This is Evil Ryu, because they've been doing a lot of Street Fighter figures, and they're getting a lot of attention. A lot of people really seem to dig them. Here's the full lineup that they've shown so far. They're already really, I think they're doing 3 at a time. And they're moving right along.
Very cool.
A lot of people have done the Street Fighter license before. They're kind of cool. They're packaged in like a arcade cabinet looking box. It's kind of neat.
Okay.
I haven't seen them in stores, but apparently they are in Targets. So
I don't think I have either.
Let's do some McFarlane. They announced a Ultimate Movie Collection, Batman.
Wow.
Yeah, this is when I saw. This is when I started to say. I think we were talking about it in the pregame that. Yeah, I want this. I totally. I have a little reason to like every single Batman. Even Clooney and Kilmer. So I want them all.
Since we're showing Batman, I'll let you know, Kevin. I don't think I got a picture of it because it was getting toward showtime today. But I saw that they are doing Batman and Robin. McFarlane's doing Batman and Robin, a whole wave of Batman and Robin figures. So
awesome! I'm gonna get them. I have a unique fondness for that movie, and I think the way we've been over the years about it has just made my fondness grow. Actually, so
yeah, I'm hoping I win the lottery we were talking about earlier, so I can buy them and just throw them in the trash. Just kidding. They actually look. I'm sure they're going to be really cool. There's a Build-A-Figure. I think Mr. Freeze is the Build-A-Figure.
Of course.
We'll talk about them when I, probably maybe even next week when I do another. There's going to be another wave of San Diego Comic-Con information coming out, so we can probably do it again next time.
Okay.
Superpowers reveals. We got Aquaman, and we've got looks like Batman 89, a classic looking Superman, a classic looking Robin, or a 90s Robin in a disco era Nightwing. We've got Reverse Flash, regular Flash, and I think that's Earth 2 Batman. I'm sort of not really up on my DC these days.
Yeah, I guess they look good. Not a big fan, but yeah.
Yeah. And we got another vehicle, the Whirly Bat. I'm not 100%. I think that may have been a vehicle in the original line, but I'm not 100% on that either.
This was in the TV show, right? Wasn't that
in the Batman?
Yeah,
the Adam
66?
West Batman.
Yeah.
It's possible. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah. I don't remember it, but
they definitely had a Bat copter, but I don't know if it was exactly the same deal.
Well, this is so lame that I figured that would be the good fit for it,
Right. Okay, let's talk about we're going over to Hasbro and Marvel Legends. Some of these may be out of order. First thing I have here, this kind of shocked everybody. They're doing a Marvel Legends Crystar figure, or Crystar, however you want to say it. I was never a fan of this line, but I know it has its following, and it was kind of odd to see this pop up. This gives me hope that they may do ROM and Micronauts if that license is back in Marvel's hands. We shall see.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about this, but I thought they were definitely cool. And I always said Crystar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like Crystar as well.
Crystar, yeah.
We talked about the Deadpool Hydra Bob 2-pack exclusive last week. Now here's a quick picture to show you all the accessories it does come with. get a little better idea. And I like the posing they did here on both of these setups.
That's hilarious.
Here's a close up of the right side, the meme side.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I just wanted to show that.
Does that meme have a short and sweet description? How you that meme?
Probably does, but I don't know it.
Yeah.
This was I'm not familiar. Apparently, this was from Matt Fraction's run. This is Detroit Steel from Iron Man.
What?
He's basically a repainted Ironmonger figure, from what I can figure out online. Not familiar with him. He's massive.
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't look that cool.
Yeah, I'll pass on that one.
Yeah. We have a wave of Build-A-Figures. This is to build the Mindless one from Doctor Strange. They use these in Strange Academy a lot too. And the figures that you will need to build him are the following. Blade.
Not bad.
Yeah. Clea.
Not familiar with her, but cool, I guess.
It's Doctor Strange's long-running love interest. I don't know, not so much recently. Although I think she is the current Sorcerer Supreme, or I'm not sure because I'm not reading any Doctor Strange books right now. Luke Cage, Power Man, classic 70s version, early 80s. Lady Bullseye. It's the first time she's had a Marvel Legends, I believe. In the two highlights, first we'll show the Fist Ninja, which has an alternate skull head from the current Daredevil run.
That's cool.
And the main man himself, we get a modern current Daredevil. The only thing I'm disappointed about this figure is that it appears he does not have a hood. And I really like him when he has his hood up.
Yeah, that does look cool when he has his hood up. Yeah. Probably be a pretty easy fix if you get him, though.
It's almost like you could combine
right
Ninja, you know.
Right. Seems like it'd be perfect. Yep.
All right. There was one more here. Midnight Suns Iron Man from the Gamerverse. Another Iron Man. I'm sure he's just pretty much just a repaint. He's always an easy one to put in a line. You know, like we always talk about how they can save money reusing figures and just adding a new deco. And if they can slot one of the slots of a Build-A-Figure line for a pre-existing figure, it saves them money for a wave. So that's probably what they're doing here. We have a retro VHS, another Spider-Man 2-pack, this time Peter Parker and Smythe, the creator of the Spider Slayers from the animated series. Continuing with that line. One of their big reveals, it seems like they're just pumping out product after product for X-Men 97. They're going to get some Marvel Legends scale figures. We got Magneto, Rogue. Going around the corner, you can see her a little better. Rogue, Gambit, Wolverine, Storm, and you can see the packaging in the background. On the larger retro card with the plastic blister. And finally, going around the other corner is Gambit.
Bishop.
Oh, sorry. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah, they all look awesome. They look cool.
I've noticed that when I'm listening to the podcast back, a lot of times I'm going through these, I say the wrong character. So my apologies.
Yeah.
I like that Storm. I don't recall seeing too many from the Mohawk area.
Yeah, I think she's had one or two, but yes, it's
probably been a few.
not definitely not the usual go-to.
Man, I really need to get some of these, posable around their waist stand ones. Those are cool.
Yeah.
And it's even cool, even if you aren't using them, like they have Storm there when, she's not even floating or anything. She's kind of but she's just not standing typical. You still need a kind of a special stand for those. Yeah, I got to invest in a bunch of those. Yeah.
We talked about that Super 7's Godzilla King of the Monsters figure based on the Arthur Adams artwork last week. Now I just wanted to show a quick picture of Arthur actually seeing the figure from the guys from Super 7. And actually I got to see a picture of the back of the box, and it is that cover that I showed last week, that Godzilla King of the Monsters from Dark Horse. So I just thought that was pretty cool. I threw that in there.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Okay, these last two things are for you guys specifically because you're fans.
Okay.
I'll do Mike first. We have this company. What is their name? Maybe I'll see when I pop it up. We're getting True Romance figures.
Oh, nice.
Not only Syndicate Collectibles, who I'm not familiar with. So not only are we getting 7-inch figures, you can see them in the back of this other pick. This is a Golden Girls 3 3/4 inch line, but you can see there's also True Romance 3 3/4 inch back in the very back there. You just see the bottom halves of the figures.
Oh yeah.
So they're doing them in two different scales. So you can't really see them there. If you're interested in Golden Girl figures, there you go. But I was mainly just doing that so I get a shot of the True Romance figures.
Yeah. I'd probably go with the smaller ones just for space.
Yeah.
And price.
Sure.
Those are great. Man,
I gotta watch that. It's been a while. I need to watch it again. True Romance is so awesome.
If you get a chance, look them up. Look at a bigger picture close up. The Christopher Walken is really, really good. The head sculpt, I think. And for Kevin, we're getting Expanse figures.
Nice. All right.
This is the only shot I have. It was the only two that they showed so far. They're hiding behind the Sectars figures there. So.
Oh man, those are my least two. Well, I shouldn't say least two. There's definitely characters I don't like as much as these. I mean, these two are fine, but neither of these are Rocinante crew. These are, it would take a while to get to who they are, but one's basically a politician and one's kind of a anti-hero leader. But none of them are the crew of the Rocinante, so that'd be crazy if they started here. But anyway, they look good. That's how they look. They did a good job.
Yeah. It appears that it's probably where they are starting because they're the first two that they're showing. So
Dadgum, that seems odd, but what do I know? I don't make action figures, so I guess that's the way it's done. Start with what people don't want first, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's start with a whimper.
Sort of like that. Sort of like that Silas situation. You better start with the big guns leading out, or you might not get to the other characters.
Exactly right. That's what I would think. Yeah. Oh well. I'm noticing the two dudes in the front. Are we going to get to? What are those from, Mike or Pat? What are those? I can't remember what characters those are.
Would you say the Centaurs or something like that?
Yeah, the Centaurs. That's what it is.
Sectars.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't have anything on them this week. I think they've been announced previously. They're doing a little bit more in that line. Okay, so let's go. We're gonna go to Star Wars now to finish this off. Hopefully.
Let me ask you something real quick to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Sorry. So Marvel got the rights to ROM. Not only ROM, then it's a whole bunch of those, that kind of, what are they in a separate universe or whatever, with ROM and Micronauts and You know, are Sectar's a part of that, and Crystar and all that? Are they all together?
Yeah, I don't know. The Sectars has nothing to do with Hasbro. I did I have the name of the company that was doing the?
Oh, okay.
I don't think I did. No, I don't.
Okay, all right.
It's not Hasbro though.
Oh, okay.
They may have just got the publishing rights. We'll have to wait and see if toys are going to come. There's just Crystar is owned by Hasbro, so he's had a Marvel comic. So who knows? I don't know where we're going with that.
Gotcha.
To be determined. Star Wars Black. We got a bunch of stuff coming out for the Ahsoka series. We have Ahsoka herself, another version. We have Sabine, and we have Hera. And we also earlier this week they showed a boxed version of Pre Vizsla. So
I was too busy shaking my head in disappointment. Pat, what do you think of that Hera? Come on, what do you think of that Hera?
You know,
not even the action figure. The action figure actually looks better than the trailer and everything they show of Hera in the show. What do you think?
I'm kind of with you, Kevin. I'm not sold.
She just doesn't look right? I mean, it's
I'm kind of agreeing there with you, Kevin.
Yeah, and I guess you're putting it the right way by saying you're not sold because I mean if they sell it and it works, I'll be happy.
Right.
But yeah, with the way the trailer looks, they haven't sold me on Ahsoka yet. I don't really care. I don't understand how they couldn't make Ahsoka look like she did in Rebels. You know, it seemed at least to put in the effort to make her, head, antlers, whatever you want to call them, look right. So I'm not even sold on Ahsoka yet. Now they throw hair at me, and Sabine doesn't exactly. It seems like Sabine would be the easiest one, but she doesn't exactly look right. So I'm not. We'll see.
I know. I totally agree. I don't know if it's because I like Rosario Dawson that I accepted her quickly as Ahsoka, and I'm just kind of used to her now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I see where you're coming from with the newer Rebels characters. Something just isn't clicking right with me.
Well, they better be spectacular. It's going to be another Disney's wrecking Star Wars moment. We'll see.
Let's do some vintage. We'll go small here. Finish it up, I believe. There was a lot of holiday Black Series, but I just there was too much, including a Jango Fett with a Christmas sweater like we had the Boba Fett last year, Kevin.
Oh, geez.
But speaking of the holidays, we have Life Day Chewie.
Oh my God! Imagine being in charge of making action figures of Star Wars, and you decide to make an action figure one of the not even one of, arguably the most hated thing that Star Wars ever did, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's sort of, I think it's, I don't know, Kevin, if you can actually say that anymore, because it seems like it's sort of made this turn where it's cool to like it because it was so bad. You know what I mean?
I haven't felt that. Maybe. I don't know. I guess. I mean, I still love it because, you get to see Boba Fett for the first time, even though it didn't look like a Boba Fett. But anyway, but I have fondness for it. But I thought it was still the most hated thing about Star Wars. Well, Rise of Skywalker's here now, so, that's true.
The craziest thing, though, is they're making an action figure and they won't officially release it.
What?
They won't officially release the holiday special.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay. I was confused.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that is crazy. I didn't even think of that too. That makes it even crazier. Yep. It's whatever. We all have a copy of it anyway. You got a copy of it, right? Don't you, Pat? Of the holiday special. Hello?
Sorry, I had a visitor.
Oh, sorry. No problem.
Yeah, I don't actually own a copy. It's kind of on my list to get a bootleg because it's out on Blu-ray and everything. But
Yeah. Okay.
Dipping, I think this is probably the last time we can dip back into the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. They're doing a 6-pack in the retro series, so you get all these guys all in one box set. So if you're a fan of that retro carded look, there you go.
Man, they're killing the completion. I swear. Jeez.
Do they need the big retro button right there over the character?
Yeah, I know. Everybody hates it, but they keep on keeping on.
Yeah, that's so no one mistakes it for the real thing, and people try to rip people off, Mike.
Yeah.
As if
There are
they
other
would.
places they can put it, but
No, I know. I'm being funny. I'm trying to be funny at least. But yeah, man. What's that guy's name? Oh, that long neck guy's. Oh man, I've always hated that guy.
Yak Face.
oh yeah.
Yeah. And the only other one I hated more was Pigface from the bar or whatever. I hate those two characters. Oh, I also hate the Death Sticks guy. I don't like that guy either. You know. But these randos in the bar background characters, you know, come on. But anyway,
Yeah. So okay, we'll get to my tease. When one HasLab ends, another begins. So the Dragonfly G.I. Joe wrapped up, ended up with 24,764 backers out of the targeted 10,000. Wow. So it made all of its stretch goals. You get all 4 figures and all the extra bits and bobs for your amazing G.I. Joe 6-inch scale Dragonfly copter. So
awesome.
That was a very successful, I'd say, campaign for them. It went above and beyond. You know, with the last tier was 17,000, I believe, 18,000, and it went well beyond that. So it's Star Wars' turn again at the old HasLab.
Please be cool. Please be cool. Please be cool.
It's cool. Let me see how I can dole this out.
Okay.
Do you want to know the price first?
No. It'll give me a minute to like it if I don't know the price.
All right, let's just start out with the picks. It is from Rebels, the Ghost.
Oh, that is cool.
They're hitting the Rebels hard this year, apparently.
Yeah, they are.
So we'll run through these. It's huge. It's vintage collection. Keep that in mind. So it's in scale with the 3 3/4 inch figures.
Okay. You know Ghost, Mike?
No, I didn't watch the.
You should, Mike. You should watch Rebels. Sit down. You and Mark sit down. I guarantee you won't regret it. Your money back.
Yeah, I mean, I probably saw. We started watching Rebels when it came out.
Yeah, it's so good. It just gets better as it goes too. So,
yeah,
looks good.
This is sort of giving you a sense of scale. You could see Hera, you know, in the interior there. There she is at the controls.
So nice. I feel like I could just sit down and play with this right now. It's so good. It looks so good.
There's a lot of pictures here, so I'm just kind of running through me. So stop if you see anything you want me to stop at. I mean, they were just trying to show it from all angles here.
That's so cool. You know, I love how they have it laid out. You play with it like a dollhouse. You know, walking the figures through the lobby and stuff. That's great. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's great. Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, has the detachable Phantom 2 shuttle.
Yeah, that's great.
The chopper there is sort of it's not really a figure. You can remove it, but it's just like his dome. There's gonna be a chopper figure standalone.
Oh yeah. Well, they better. Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
There's your dimensions. Yeah, 28 inches wide, 34.5 inches in length, 13 inches tall.
So the only thing I'm thinking about is with the Ghost and the Phantom. Doesn't look like Hera could fit in that Phantom though.
She was actually in it.
Oh, she was in the Phantom?
Maybe I have a shot coming up that has it.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
There we go.
Well, that obviously ain't to scale, but she fits, so it works. Whatever.
Yeah, it was like it was small, but it could fit like 2 or 3 people, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what they should have started with the Phantom and worked out from there.
Right.
Scale, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're going to have an extra detachable ship, which was my immediate, that's how awesome this is, which is really cool. Even like this, it's still cool, but you know what I'm saying? Make the Phantom proper and then make the Ghost off of that. That would have been even more epic, but anyway.
Yeah.
So cool.
So we know it comes right off the bat with Hera. She's carded. They're using the mural art. I think the redone mural art from Ahsoka, if you've seen the latest trailer.
Oh, yeah, I have. Yeah.
And so what we have is the unlockables are all figures. First, we have at 11,000 backers, we have Ezra.
Oh, man, that is awesome. The fact that he's got a helmet and the cat, it's so cool.
Yeah. If we hit 14,000 backers,
the only thing that could make that better. Oh,
we get Kanan.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to intentionally make this longer. I know you got to go, but man, if Ezra could have had a detachable head, with 2 heads with original Rebels, and then how he, is like this later, that would be cool. Because they've got that with Kanan, right? Did you go to that? Yeah, you're going to Kanan next.
Kanan has 2 heads.
Yeah, they should have done that with Ezra too. But anyway, it's still awesome. Yeah. It's still awesome. You might see
it's odd. It's odd. They I guess they chose to be the Loth cat instead of an extra head for Ezra.
Right. Yeah.
And the final unlockable at 17,000 backers is Zeb.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, so I see that getting backed all the way.
Yeah, we'll get to the numbers here in a second. Here I just wanted to show this was from today. They showed it on the floor, so you could get kind of a sense of how large it actually is around people.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't even. Yeah, that's perfect. Thanks for sharing that, because I didn't get. Even though you say the dimensions, you don't get a sense, like you said, until you see it around people. That's awesome.
Right. There's another shot. One of the designers actually taking the shuttle off the top and holding it in his hand. You can see again. Just it's a massive piece of Star Wars there. So I might as well just go back to this pick. So the numbers, Kevin.
All right. See, that's what I wanted. I wanted to enjoy it. Now you're gonna break my heart, probably.
Do you want to know where we have to get to, or you just want to know the cost first?
Yeah, I want to. Start from the lowest and work your way up. Looks like Mike's prediction is 600.
That's my prediction.
Okay. They need 8,000 backers.
Okay.
As of this morning, they already had 5,200.
Piece of cake.
And it's going to set you back, Mike. What are you talking about? 600. It's only 500. Only 500.
Nice. Oh. This played out perfectly. Thank you, Mike. Because if you just said 300, it'd be like, 500. You said 600. So now I'm like, 500. Not too bad. Good job, Mike.
Yeah.
That actually isn't too bad.
Yeah, I mean, for what it is, it's huge.
Look how big that thing is. Yeah.
So you got to have the money, and you got to have a place to put it.
Yeah.
And you got to get all this decided by September 6th. That's when the campaign ends. So plenty of time. We'll see how many of these stretch goals they can hit. I mean, it's a long way to go to get to 17,000 to get Zeb, the final figure they're offering. But I don't know. We'll keep track of it. as always, and see how it does. It's definitely gonna fun. Whether they hit all the tiers, we'll see.
I think they will.
My life might be changing that I might be optimistically thinking about seriously doing this. I'm not even joking.
I gotcha.
I'm seriously thinking about it. And you know what else they need to do is they just need to do this for all the ships. Just, oh.
All right, guys. With that, that's all I have for the Horizon. I may have missed something in there. But since San Diego Comic-Con has today and tomorrow yet to go, there may be even enough to fill up next week's with all San Diego. So we'll see on next show how we do.
San Diego Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for you definitely stayed later than you said you were gonna, Pat. I appreciate it. Sorry about running so long, and hopefully none of your family are mad at us. So
I'm just worried about if they're gonna be mad at me. I don't
care.
Well,
that's
they can be mad at us. We don't have to deal with it every day.
So wait, so you're saying I can just blame it on you guys?
Yes, I'm fine with that.
All right,
yeah,
perfect.
You can blame it on us.
Perfect. See you guys next time. I got a jet.
All right, man.
All right, man. Have a good one.
See ya.
Mike, I'm actually starting to get worried about you right now being mad at me because we're at 3 hours already. Daggum. I literally had no idea. This show, more than any other show we've had, I had no idea we were at 2.5. I would have predicted an hour and a half because usually doesn't Cover Combat take about an hour, and then I just finished my What Kevin Watched.
Yeah, but you're describing every cover.
That literally takes like 20 seconds of cover.
No, it's probably a minute to a minute and a half a cover on some. I would guess a minute. Let's say it's a minute a cover, and there were 24 covers. That's 24 minutes there.
That's true.
So,
that's true, but I feel like it's okay. Yeah, that's true. We'll have to consider that for the future. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we did.
I mean, I definitely still want to do that, but we should probably adjust the show to where it isn't the same format when we're doing the first 2 rounds. Then
Yeah, 24 matchups too. We talked about 24 matchups. So it was. I think that segment went really long.
Well, obviously 2 hours because my What Kevin Watched wasn't that long. Yeah.
No. It'll get shorter.
Anyway. Yeah. So let's then just roll through these things real quick then to try to keep it under maybe 3.5's the goal here at this point.
Yeah. Marcus is already wanting to. He's like, I want to play Xbox, but he can't because I'm sitting right beside his Xbox.
Yeah, sorry, Mark. Let's run through this for Mark's sake then. So you're up, Mike. Here we go.
All right.
All right. What we got?
All right. This week's pick 3. Here we go. We'll start off. So here are 10 covers for books coming out Wednesday, July 26th. And the Xcellar Group and our families have selected our 3 favorites. And we'll start off with Incredible Hulk #2 by Nick Klein. Batman Adventures Continues #7 by Juan Ferreira. And I was going to do Exo Man of War, but it actually got, I think, bumped a week after I had written it down. So I ended up replacing it with Conan #1 by Art Germ.
Oh, wow.
And then, then we have Scorched #20, Von Randall. Silk #3, Na Young Woo. And it's funny because I put this, I knew this was going to appeal to somebody in the group, and I nailed it. And then we've got Avengers number 3, another Mark Brooks corner box variant. Then Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider number 3, Sergio Davia. Daredevil and Echo number 3, Phil Noto. And Venom, the number 23, the George Perez variant. And Horror Comics 26, Brian Denham. So that wraps out. That's 10 of 677 covers.
Wow.
That's including variants. It's including trade dress, without trade dress, all that.
Well, that explains why.
677.
Yeah, that explains why, in my opinion, this was another great week. And I know of a couple people you're thinking of someone in particular. I'm assuming about Silk. I know of others that liked it a lot in the top 3 as well. So,
yep. So, thanks. Yeah, I had fun with this one, and it's funny. Tom was pointing out that the Venom has Dr. Doom on it. I think Doom may have been in Venom a few issues ago. I'm not reading it. Tyler would know more. But.
And Tyler, yeah, is Dr. Doom in Venom or what?
Yeah.
Because of the 10, that is the only one that wasn't on my radar to vote for. Actually,
yeah, I like the Doom. I know he's on a throne, and Patrick would have words.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I like pose.
Yeah.
So that's why it went up. But all right, let's start with the third place cover. We have Conan the Barbarian number 1.
Very nice. I voted for this.
This is, who did you say this was? Is Dynamite doing this series?
Titan.
I think Titan. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
man, I sure hope that's not Conan though.
No, it's not. Well, it was. I was. There was a really nice Dan Panosian Conan cover, but it was just Conan, no background. It was a really good piece of work, but this one just had backgrounds to it, and I like what Art Germ's doing. He seems to be panning out more. A lot of his stuff used to be real close up. Now he's getting more almost 3/4 body shots and things like that. So
okay, yeah, this is very cool. I voted for it.
Yep. And then next up we had Ghost Rider, Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider, number 3.
Very nice. This is excellent. I don't think I voted for this one. It was tough not to vote for it though. It's great.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Right now, since I'm reading Ghost Rider and then the Wolverine Ghost Rider stuff, it's all over my radar. Everything Ghost Rider looks good to me. I used to.
Yeah, it's appealing more to you. Yeah, got it. Yeah. Yeah, as I say, sorry, say it again.
It might be the 90s stuff. I really didn't like the look of Ghost Rider in the 90s. So I think that's why I was just like, I don't want anything to do with it. But now it's kind of catching on.
Well, yeah, I mean, and it's like we always say, when you read it, it just makes everything more appealing to you too, right? I mean, read these books. Yeah.
All right, and ultimately number 1, and it was.
Sorry, Karen, cut you off there a little bit. What'd you say, Mike?
Cut off. I didn't even hear the symbol.
Oh.
The number 1 book was my favorite of the 10, and it is Batman Adventures Continues. What? Did I do something wrong?
No, I think what just happened there, though, was Karen prematurely cut herself off because you started talking.
Oh.
And so she didn't do the symbol. And she was going to wait for you to kind of build up to then do the symbol and show it. You just show.
There it is. Yeah. Well, my sound keeps cutting out here and there, so I just thought I missed the end of it.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, that is a great cover for many reasons. I mean, obviously the art's just great, but the action's great. The layout's great. Yeah, I love it. It's great.
And what's funny, this being my favorite, and earlier I said I'm not a big fan of those covers that kind of have a picture here with then another picture as a background.
Yeah.
I just broke all my rules. Yeah, this one
Right.
so
We talk about
awesome.
that all the time anyway.
Yeah. It's like, I don't like that, except for in this case, I do.
Right.
So those are the
That's
pick 3.
great. Yeah, man. You know, I was just talking to you about how a major purge is happening with my collection, and one of it, especially with Batman, having Batman a detective already, I've decided to not go with any offshoot titles of Batman at all. But man, this is the toughest one for me to drop. And then you show a great cover like that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Love it. It's great.
So that was it. Yeah, it's
all
hard
right.
not
Very
to
nice.
just for the cover, you know.
Say that again, Mike.
It's hard, you know. Like you, I'm trying to whittle down on what I get rid of some other stuff, and then I'm looking at this going, I love this cover. I want this, but I'm not going to buy it just for the cover. I'm not getting this title.
It is very tough to not buy a book just for its cover. That's for sure. And we know a lot of people that don't even read comics. They just buy comics for the covers, period. So, yeah.
So that's the pick 3 for this week.
Great job.
Thanks.
I would like to hear Patrick's, maybe when he's watching this later, he can comment on the comments about what he thought of those 10. I'm always interested to hear whether, obviously they're your 10 books, so I always assume you pretty much like almost all of them. But especially in a week that's particularly like this, especially like I looked at these and I'm just looking, I'm like, oh, the whole time. It's like painfully awesome. And then when I show it to my wife and my daughters, and we're all like, oh, geez, oh, man, it was a great week. It was a great week. So.
Yep.
Karen, get her votes in again this week?
Yes, she did.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, moving right along. Comic book reviews, you're first, Mike.
Cool.
All right.
All right, let's go. So I'd like to say this week, but it was actually this morning. Because I've got other books that I'm halfway through reading. I pulled out the Incredible Hulk #1 to read that one. I read a few pages of that, and I was like, man, this is just, I need something that I can read that's quick and easy to review since I was doing it this morning. So we've got King Kong, The Great War #2 by Alex Cox and Tommaso Bianchi is the artist there. And what it seems like is each issue is going to be one day. You know, issue 1 was the first day of the survivors from the shipwreck, U-184. This is day 2, and they're on this uncharted island. Let's see.
Did you review #1?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So after their shipwreck and their first encounter with King Kong, where they lost multiple men on the shipwreck. They lost one man with their first encounter with King Kong. They begin their trek to a mountain peak off in the distance that they're guessing is going to be about a 2-day walk. And I just wanted to point out some of the artwork. I love the artwork here. It's just really great. That's the peak they're walking to.
Okay.
And then here's so as on their way through this swampy area, they lose a couple more guys. They run into some weird swamp-like creature, and they shoot the tentacles off. It kind of reminds me of the Peter Jackson King Kong, where they're down there with the insects just blasting away with machine gun fire and everything. That's what these few pages are.
It sounds like this is really following in line with the Peter Jackson King Kong so far.
Yeah, it's actually not. It's based on a book. I'm trying to remember the writer. I have it. I can't remember. I'll have it next. I'll have it with issue number 3.
What's the Great War reference? Do you know why it's called the Great War yet?
World War One.
Oh, so this
That's
is just
my
taking
take on
place during World War One. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because this U-boat, which I said last time, this U-boat wasn't actually commissioned until late in World War II.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I
you remember that.
Yeah.
So they're encountering some of these swamp creatures, and we get more King Kong on the cover than we get inside this book.
Oh man.
The only thing we get in this issue is just, and even in issue 1, it was just a page, a boom, and it's done. And this, he's kind of just passing as they're crouched, hiding, and we get like the silhouette of the back of his head. So it's not a lot is happening. This whole issue is just them, on their day 2 trying to get to that peak, and it finishes with them camping. What it looks like in a large footprint as they pan out at the end, but that's it. So maybe this is just a kind of a slow build up and a slow burn. This issue was not very exciting, even with their encounter with this giant swamp thing. It wasn't overly exciting. Like I said, we get more Kong on the cover than we do within the book. So it was, I would say, there's barely even a cameo of King Kong in this issue.
Wow.
So this one, I really have no opinion on it. I'm hoping that it's kind of just a slow build up, and it'll have this huge explosive finale, but right now this one was not much, but the artwork's great.
That's kind of like how Peter Jackson's King Kong was too. It took a long time to get to Kong in that. Yeah.
So that's where, so I guess if you got number 1, definitely get number 2 and definitely get number 3 to see where it's going. But it's kind of dragging its feet.
Hey, and a side note too, I've been kind of pitching tabletop gaming a lot with Comics and Collectibles in the crawl space lately. I just want to tell you, so that game me and Pat were talking about, King of Tokyo, they actually have a King Kong expansion for that. So I'm going to buy that just for you, buddy, just so you play that game with me.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a we'll see, basically.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes.
All right, I continued my journey with where'd all my stuff go? He must have added a lot of that stuff after the fact. But anyway, I thought I was at the bottom. But here, I read Monstrous. And I actually only got time to read 1, so which is good, because then it gets me back to an even number. I've got 2 more left I'm reading the trade paperback, volume 2. This is issue 10, chapter 10 for the trade paperback, but this is what the cover looks like for issue 10. And to recap briefly about Monstrous as follows, Micah's journey to answer a lot of unanswered questions about her mother and this demon godlike being that's kind of inside her. I keep comparing it to, like, Venom in the movie Venom. It actually talks to her. They work together to kind of survive, and she's got some help with her in this world where people like her are hated, where she's kind of a hybrid of there's a whole bunch of them. There's hybrids of animals and humans, and then there's just humans that have monsters in them, and Micah's kind of like that. And basically, where we left off in the last issue, I reviewed, they were headed to the Isle of Bones, because that's the next place that Micah needs to go to answer questions, like I said, about her mother and about the demon godlike thing that's inside of her that she wants out to just kind of be normal. And they were on a ship over the last two issues, I think. And you know, she found out there's actually people trying to kill her and prevent her from going to the Isle of Bones. And there was actually a cool scene where she's starting to try to protect people from the demon inside her, because when the demon inside her is hungry, it comes out and it eats people. So I mentioned in the last issue too, which is very cool and has something to do with this issue. There were mermaids in the water, and Mike actually jumps into the water when her demon's hungry to let the demon feed on the merfolk instead of the crew of the ship she's on that are, you know, helping her get to the Isle of Bones. And this unlike or kind of similar to your King Kong, this not a lot happens in this one. She does arrive at the Isle of Bones, and there's a lot of creepy stuff, and there's a lot of creepy talk. And like I said, she has this kind of super wise cat person or cat creature in her group that kind of knows all the history of stuff. So he's kind of talking about stuff as we approach the island, and the demon inside her is kind of telling her about stuff with the island. We find out this island is actually a god that died, and it's just the bones of the god that formed this island. That's why it's called the Isle of Bones. And they can get close to it, but then they start to have problems with ghosts and phantoms that are kind of all over them, trying to stop them from getting to the Isle. And then, ironically enough, the merfolk that I mentioned from the previous issue that are bitter at her for, you know, because all they see is her jumping in the water, and then there are people getting eaten. But even though it's the demon, all they see is it's her. So they actually confront her like, hey, you're coming with us, and we're going to take you to the queen because she's mad at you for killing some of us. And the only way she's saved by the merfolk is these phantoms and ghosts that actually they are afraid of start to attack and kill the merfolk. So that was a kind of cool scene. It was kind of the only action that happened in the entire issue. And then they come up to an area they can't pass unless they pay the ferryman, which the ferryman, you know, the ferryman on the, he's got the boat with the big pole oar thing as well. Yeah. They have to, you know, typical ferryman style, they have to pay the ferryman to basically get to the Isle at this point. Oh, and actually, I'm correcting myself a little bit. So there's all kinds of evidence that the Isle is right here, but they can't see it yet. And they have to pay the ferryman to take them to the Isle. Otherwise, if they don't pay the ferryman, because at first they're like, we're not paying you anything. We know it's here. We're going to go. And I guess the way is if they don't pay the ferryman to get to the Isle, they'll just wander lost forever in this area.
They'll never find it.
Yeah, exactly. So they pay the ferryman and go to the Isle, and then there ends up being a civilization on the Isle, and we meet up with this really cool looking, you know, fox type elder at the end of the book, and he basically says, I told your mother she'd return one day, and all she's done is return in the form of you, or something like that, and then the book ends. So basically, all that happens in this issue is she finally makes it to the Isle of Bones that for the last at least 2 issues they've been talking about getting to. So she finally made it there in this issue. Yeah. It was fine. It just not a lot happened. Still, obviously, the art's beautiful. It was really well written to, you know, track what's going on. And as I've said a bunch of other time about a lot of stuff, whenever they're approaching the Isle and the cat and the demon inside her are explaining things, that was kind of cool to get some, basically gives you monstrous lore, you know, kind of thing. Right. So I give this a solid get it, you know. I don't know if it's a must have for anybody, but the only way I think this falls short of a get it is this one started to kind of get back to being kind of seemingly female centric. So maybe, you know, if that bothers you, then don't get it. But it's quality, that's for sure. So yeah. I'm gonna give it a get it in general though. So
yeah, I definitely need to get around to reading that.
Yeah, I would definitely love to hear your take on it. Obviously, we have different tastes. We talk about that in Xcellar all the time. That it's great how we all have different tastes. I'd love to have your take on that. So,
all right, I need your trade paperback for number 1.
okay,
volume 1.
Yeah, volume 1. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll leave that in Xcellar next time I'm down there. So, all right. Guess we'll find out next week what Pat read.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
All right, you're up first, Mike. Go.
I did a little more research real quickly. I know Karen had mentioned like $15 for Superman 216. So I was wondering about grades. 9.2 will run you around $80. Raw. And a 4.5, which, looks pretty good. Not too bad, is around 13. So, and that's with shipping. So,
you're pretty
it's
spot on. I'll
definitely,
give you that.
yeah, it's definitely obtainable, and I'll be getting one of those, kind of mid grades under $20.
It's a very cool cover. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that story looks awesome.
Yeah, and I'm sure that the story inside's even better. Yeah. So, don't ever underestimate how long Cover Combat round 1A and B can be, because I did. Even though it's epic, it definitely is long. Sorry about it.
Yeah. Yep, and kind of to piggyback on top of that, one of us is a huge Marvel team up fan.
One of us are. It's literally amazing. I can't wait to hear. Oh yeah, Karen says delays build the anticipation.
Yeah, I felt like it was a train wreck because I was so all over the place.
Yeah, it was a little. We definitely talked over each other more in this episode than we have in recent memory. We've seemed to got a handle on it, so I think it was the delay that caused a lot of that stuttering this show. And man, got to get to San Diego Comic-Con. Obviously, they got a lot of stuff. Can't wait to see those prototypes colored. And man, I might, like I said, I might be back in that Ghost. So stay tuned next week for more San Diego Comic-Con collectibles.
Yep.
Karen says Kevin wants to see torpedoes, even if he has to make them up. Apparently. All
right. I have to read this because it's complicated here. Okay. When I say I'm going to watch something, I probably won't. But when I say I'm not going to watch something, I just might.
Right.
Did I get that right?
Yes, you did. And if today's what Kevin watched tells you anything, shows can start off strong and suck at the end. Not that Secret Invasion's sucking, but it definitely is falling off a little bit with this latest episode, in my opinion. But then, just because shows are awesome at the end might not make up for how crappy it is during the entire thing. So, that's why you got to watch a movie or show from beginning to end. Don't throw in the towel at any point in time. You never know.
Yep. All right. Karen, have anything?
She's been pretty quick about it, so apparently not.
Okay. Yeah.
You got another one?
Yeah. Stand by or tune in next week for our remark competition, where the three of us are going to remark a comic book cover. Different
comic book cover or that one, that Uncanny. We're going to do that one. I was thinking we were all going to do the same exact one. We can talk about it more.
We can all do Uncanny X-Men 268. That'll be fine.
Okay. Karen says that issue of Monstrous. That issue of Monstrous for Merfolk. What, Karen? Sorry, I'm not tracking.
Maybe it's like that issue was monstrous for Merfolk.
Oh, was bad.
It was bad for, oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't get it.
That issue of monstrous, it was bad for Merfolk.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And then the spirits were beating them up.
Yes, it was bad for Merfolk. She's right. And your issue of, to piggyback on that, your issue of King Kong Great War was obviously bad for King Kong fans.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it was well written and well drawn. It's just
no King Kong.
Yeah, no King Kong. I want to see him on every page on issue 3.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's all I got. You got anything else?
That is all I have.
Yeah, we see Mom clapping, Karen. Or was that a wave? She wanted to put it up.
I think it's a
wave.
Or so it's whatever.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Let's close this out. Please like and comment on this video, as well as subscribe and hit that bell to get notifications. I've actually been reaching out to a lot of folks on Instagram to sub to us. So we've made major strides in subs this week on YouTube. I'm going to keep up my part. Please, everyone else, help us out as well. So please subscribe to Comics and Collectibles in the Crawl Space on Spotify for podcasters or many other podcast providers. And please listen to the edited podcast of this live stream on Spotify. That will be posted later today or tomorrow. And let me tell you, every time I listen to the podcast, and I don't know whether how you check it out later, Mike, whether you're listening to the podcast or you're just not watching, but you're listening to the YouTube, and you think it'd be different, but with the background music I'm able to put on Spotify, I actually enjoy our podcast just as much, but for different reasons, as I enjoy rewatching the live stream to check it out. So definitely check out the podcast. Don't just assume it's going to be the exact same experience. The info will be the same, but it's definitely a different experience. So, and then follow XcellarComics on Facebook, Instagram, and or Twitter, and follow Xcellar_comics on TikTok and whatnot. And man, I'm going to, this week, I'm definitely going to put out a video to show what didn't sell on my last Whatnot show. Literally, it's amazing. It's amazing what did not sell.
Yeah,
stuff. I literally $15-$20 discounted stuff. I think I ran 2 or 3 items that were more than $3, and most of those $3 auctions were 3 books. I think I had maybe a half a dozen that were only 1 book. But anyway, come check out the Whatnot show. I can't promote it enough. I'm going to definitely work harder on that in general to get more people in the room. We got a lot of great stuff on Whatnot, and you can watch our shows on the Whatnot app weekdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might actually be changing that next week to 8 p.m. for reasons. Not sure how much of a difference it'll make or not, but I'm going to give it a shot. I've got my next shows already scheduled next Wednesday and Thursday. So if you want to go to Whatnot, Xcellar_comics, and bookmark those shows now, what's cool about when you bookmark it is even if I have to adjust the time, whether I adjust up to 8 o'clock or I have to move it a little bit later because I'm running late, it will if you bookmark it, it'll notify you as soon as I start so you don't miss it. You don't miss out on the great deals because you don't want to. It's ridiculous how great the deals are. Then check out what we have to offer on eBay as well at Xcellar_comics. And on our website, put another book up there last week. I'll do it again this week. We're building the inventory on the website slowly but surely. So check out what we have to offer there, not only for kind of cool recaps and to see something specific rather than having to check up the whole video again. You can see specifically what Pat showed as far as collectibles. You can see my reviews for what I watched. You can see Mike's review on comics. You can see all that individually on the website. It's a lot of fun to go through. I check it out. I'm on the show. And like I said, we're putting new stuff to sell on there. So check that out. And then lastly, watch our next live stream on YouTube or Facebook next Saturday at 9:30 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. Mike's going to be revealing the winners of round 1B. And so get your votes in there. And just new this week, you can vote here on YouTube in the comments or on Facebook on the Facebook post that Mike will create. So get your votes in for all that. And like I said, not joking, tell all your friends and get all your coworkers to vote too. We really appreciate it. And as Karen's chiming in now, good reminder, next week is our 100th episode, our Legacy 100. We've actually had more than 100 videos, but, you know, we've tried a bunch of things over time where, you know, we did a midweek show. I broke up the shows a lot, and all those have been, you know, numbered differently and stuff like that. So we actually have a lot more than 100 videos out, but ever since we've been keeping track with the legacy numbering, next week's our 100th episode. So got a couple special things planned. It should be a lot of fun. So definitely, like I said, make sure you're subbed and you got that bell. So you know when we start. We say 9:30-ish for a reason, because sometimes it isn't until 9:50. Like last week, it wasn't even until 10:15. You never know. So anyway. All right. You got anything else? Nope. Thank you, studio audience. You said you don't have anything else, Mike?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm good.
Pat, anything else? Nothing? Okay. Karen, anything else? All right, awesome. Thanks for everybody to stop by and check this out. Definitely, after the fact, comment anything you want us to do differently on a show or what you liked about a show. We'd love to hear what everybody has to say about the show every time. And don't forget, until next time, that reading a great story is awesome. Wait, appreciating great art is awesome, and reading a great story is fun. So why not pick up a comic book and do both? Xcellar out.